What's up, how gangster are you, cuz? Hey. I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. Whoop. I don't fuck with you, cuz you disrespecting me. I go hard, cuz. Hey, everyone. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm here to see another year around the sun. Hope you guys are doing good today. I got my little birthday dress on. I'm gonna go to like dinner a little bit later. I didn't feel like putting on a wig. Y'all know I got a bald head now. So I'm just wearing a little matching scarf to go with my outfit. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like gluing shit on my forehead. So I took a nice little nap today. I just been tired. Like y'all know my medications just be having me gone. So I took a nap and I got up, got in the shower, got dressed. Thank you guys. I like it. Thank you. God is so good. He really is, It's crazy how much things can change in a year, but I woke up today just like, man, back when I went to the hospital in April, I didn't even know if I was gonna make it out the hospital, let alone see my birthday. And here I am doing another birthday live stream like I've done every year for the past 5 years. So I'm just so grateful. Thank you guys so much for like all the wonderful birthday messages and everything. So it's a lot to get into, child. It is a lot going on in these streets. Um, we got the celebrity drama, but I also want to hit on some real topics too that I want you guys to be aware of with what's going on. But we'll hit on those near the end of the stream just because I don't want them to shut down my stream early. So, we'll hit on those near the end. But there's a lot of mess still going on with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, Brittany Renner, and DJ Akademiks. We're going to talk about that. And I might hit on the Nolan Wells situation. People keep asking me to talk about it. The thing is, there's not really a lot to talk about because they're still investigating, but I'll kind of give my thoughts near the end. I'm sitting here waiting like everybody else to see what's going to happen in this case. The whole thing is just like very, very tragic, like just everything that's going on. But we're going to go ahead and, get into these topics and stuff like that. So yeah, just thank you guys for joining me for this impromptu live. And I'm really glad too that the other live stream that I did last week when I talked about the situation I went through with the insurance company, I'm really glad that a lot of people, I got a lot of really good feedback. A lot of people didn't know about estate planning. They didn't know how to talk to their parents about it. And, a lot of people were thanking me for even talking about that. Because, people don't want to talk about death. People don't want to talk about, what happens in the event something happens to me. A lot of people didn't know about probate court. So I'm just grateful that I was able to get that information out. And I'm grateful of you all who are like just providing information in the chat and stuff like that. It's something very, very important because you don't want to get caught up and, have to be fighting in court for your assets that you leave to your loved ones. So I'm grateful for that. All the birthday messages. I appreciate y'all. Y'all can hear me, right? Because somebody said they can't hear me. Let me make sure, child. Yeah, I'm all the way turned up. All the way turned up. Okay, so y'all can hear me. Okay, so L Diva says, I talked to an estate attorney 2 days ago after your live. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear that. Corey, it's not happy belated. Today's my birthday, sir. Okay, today's the 29th. He said happy belated. Honey, it's today. You're not late. You're right on time. God is good, honey. So, yeah, I definitely, we're going to talk about that. I don't know why the new member, we fixed this twice, but the new member thing is not showing the new members' names. So I'm going to have my guy look at it again because we fixed it after the stream. Now it showed her name. I don't know why it didn't show the last person's name. I got all types of new little graphics, child. But so let's go ahead. Who we want to start with? Let's start with Cheyenne Bryant. Okay, let's go. This situation is getting crazier and crazier. And I feel like this man who's caping for her is only caping for her because she's pretty. Like in no other circumstance would somebody go above and beyond. So as you guys know, Pastor Jamal Bryant, he co-signed Cheyenne Bryant to a lot of people. you know. And she talked a good game. A lot of people thought she was who she said she was. And so now Pastor Jamal Bryant is distancing himself from Cheyenne Bryant. He's saying, you know, I don't want to have nothing to do with that. You know, and he received a cease and desist. So we're going to go ahead and watch the video that he posted on TikTok. And then there's these guys who gave her an honorary degree, and Mark Lamont Hill interviewed them. Like, the whole situation is insane. Just say you don't have your degree and move on. Go start a life coaching class and just stop with the foolishness at this point. So let's watch what Pastor Jamal Bryant had to say. So let me make sure I got my screen here. Okay, here he is. All right, give me just a second, child. All right, so that is Pastor Jamal Bryant, a.k.a. Giselle Bryant's ex-husband from Real Housewives of Potomac.
It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself. I said, I'm going to walk away. I do not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go, never addressed it, never mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received her PhD in theocentric psychology. I did a quick Google search. Indiana, the whole state, does not recognize an Indiana Southwestern Christian University, is not registered. The president claimed that the degree is in theocentric psychology. Again, I didn't even use Claude or ChatGPT. Google, the cheapest one, says that theocentric psychology shifts a person from ego to universal thought. I don't even know what that means. The president goes on to say that they cannot provide any transcripts. I send a one-line email. Who are y'all accredited by? And he sent me back this. Accreditation Religioso. I don't know what this means. But ladies and gentlemen, the last line that I've highlighted for you is no transcript can be provided. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email. Jaquel Pitts is on Gmail. So if you want the transcript, email him directly, and maybe he'll be able to give you answers I'm not able to provide. Y'all, let's shut the case on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who are trying to go to Howard, an accredited school. God bless you.
So y'all just heard what Pastor Bryant had to say. This is insane. Like, it's giving mental illness at this point. You know, she's sending out cease and desist. She got some man talking about she's a Theo, whatever major. Like, the whole thing is just giving a Tubi movie. Like, at this point, we're going to call her Dr. Lion Bryant, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, because she's not a doctor. She's not a doctor. So I'm assuming Mark Lamont Hill ended up reaching out to the people via email to do an interview with them. So I want y'all to watch the interview. We're going to watch about 5 minutes of it, the interview that Mark Lamont Hill did with this so-called accredited college who has no transcripts for Dr. Lion Bryant. So we're going to go ahead and watch this video really quick. Give me just a second to pull this up here. This is a shame. This is just sick. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to this foolishness.
He was created.
And who's that one? Is it Cheyenne Bryant?
Cheyenne Bryant. The university was just established in May of 2026. So, in regard to Dr. Bryant's narrative about the school not being registered, it was just started in May of 2026. So it's not.
How do you start a school in May of 2026? It hasn't even been a year. There'd be no graduates. The school just started in May. This man is insane. Let's continue.
Not going to have any type of standing online. It was just established in May of 2026.
How many doctors have you given out total since May?
Only one.
So in the history of this school, which started
in May
8 weeks ago,
yes,
you've given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant. So if you've only been open for 8 or 9 weeks, how have you been able to do an earned doctorate? I mean, I understand an honorary doctorate because that's based on life contributions, social contributions, status, etc. But an earned doctorate is usually done through coursework. You couldn't do coursework in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with what's required of an earned doctorate. It usually takes 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
But as a private Christian university, we actually reserve the right to waive traditional policies and procedures. So how we conducted that particular decision was we initiated a process called prior learning assessment and credit for prior learning. And what that is that's an assessment on one's previous work in the field of psychology or theocentric psychology. And that is a process where we grant credits based on their vocational experience, their career background. There was also a forensic.
Okay. Objection. What in the mush mouth Dr. Seuss is going on here? I hate people who just like try and talk slick. Oh, well, we're a private school, so we're just basically able to do whatever we want. We're able to give her a degree because she practices psychology. She's not supposed to be practicing anything because she has no degree. So, I mean, by this logic, why is Cheyenne the only one allowed to have a degree? At this point, I should apply. Make me, y'all swerping down, I'm a journalist. Make me journalist lovely T. Why should I go to school and put in work, just because I do journalistic stuff? Like, this is insane. And you're talking about somebody who's dealing with people's mental health, who's dealing with people who are going through things. Like, this man is caping so hard. Like, why would you give her a so-called degree? Your school started in May, and you've given her a degree. But we know these programs take 4 to 6 years, like Mark Lamont, like Dr. who's a real doctor, Mark Lamont Hill was saying. So this guy is just a bozo. Scammers University, exactly.
Forensic analysis conducted on the therapy sessions and life coaching sessions conducted by Cheyenne Bryant, and she has approximately 20 or more publicly available. And we made the assessment based on her prior learning and her work in the field of psychology to provide her with this Doctor of Psychology and Theocentric Psychology degree. It's a very rare occurrence, but because it's a very controversial subject matter, we decided to take the step up and give her what she rightfully earned. We were compelled by her story about Arkansas University not providing transcripts and not having records. So we stepped up and gave her transcripts and her degrees.
Did you attempt to get her, when you applied, did you look at any of her transcripts?
I didn't actually have access to her transcripts.
What?
I didn't have access to her transcripts.
Why not?
That is a very tedious process to even.
No, it's not.
Acquire someone's transcripts. I have to contact previous universities. But what we did was made aware of is that she does have.
You just go online and you type the name. You type the name. You enter it. You give them I think a small fee. It takes about 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that. However, we are aware that she does have a master's in psychology from the University of Phoenix, based on the viral Netflix video that she posted. If you look closely in the background, you see her master's of psychology degree. What we did
affirmed her master's degree by zooming in on a Netflix video.
Yes. She claims on her public biography that she has a master's in psychology from University of Phoenix. And when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level of her.
Mark ain't believing none of this shit that this man is selling. This man is a simp. He's a bozo. He's probably trying to get some, because the story just makes absolutely no sense. Let me come back on the screen because he done pissed me off. Get your ass out of here, okay? I turned up everything. I hope y'all can hear me. Do I sound better? Because people were saying I was sounding low. I guess the mic was kind of down. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? This is some bullshit. Like, the fact that his proof that she has a degree was the spoof that she made on talking about her Netflix documentary. So he zoomed into those honorary degrees on the wall. And that's what he used as proof to give her a degree. This is insane. You can't make this up. And, you know, it's sad. Oh, and let me say this too. Because I said in my last live stream that she was acting like Umar Johnson, who doesn't have a degree. But people were telling me that Umar does have his degree. Because remember, for years, people said he didn't have his degree. So I was like, well, I always heard he didn't have one. So what people told me in the chat, they said that during this whole Cheyenne Bryant situation, while everybody was searching for Cheyenne Bryant's thesis statement, they started looking up Umar. And they found Umar's thesis and you know, doctoral thesis. So that proved that Umar has his degrees. So Umar kind of got swept in there. And so Dr. Umar does have his, I guess, 6 degrees. So my bad. Like I said, I didn't know. Y'all done found his degrees because for years they were saying he didn't have no degrees. So I guess because of the Cheyenne Bryant situation, people then looked up Umar's and found his stuff. So shout out to my fellow Leo. He's still batshit crazy, still waiting for that school. But at least I know he has his degrees. But this other batshit crazy lady, she needs to move around. Now, if you want to just be a podcaster, just do that. Like, she didn't have to do all this lying, trying to use 50 Cent. You got this bozo mushmouth just making up stuff. He started a college in May. Umar Johnson been trying to open a school for the past 10 years. Like, what is going on here? So he starts a college in May. He's able to hand out degrees. Meanwhile, Umar is still painting the boys' bathroom at the school in Delaware. Like, you can't make this up. You know, and it's just, you know, again, like I always say, it's not fair either because you have a lot of people who go to school, they pay thousands of dollars to get their education, and then you can just have a celebrity be like, oh, well, let me go ahead and just get an honorary degree. And they usually get honorary degrees because of what they've done for the community. But then some of these people who get honorary degrees, I'm like, well, what did they do? Because they can sing and rap? That's not necessarily doing something for the community. Now, I can see if he was like volunteering, you know, doing a food bank. You just got, you know, rappers just getting honorary degrees. All they did was rap about killing other black people. What in their lyrics is honorary? Like, Diddy got a few honorary degrees. Remember, they took his back when he got committed of all them crimes. They were like, yeah, we're taking back his honorary degree. Nobody told y'all to give him one. So, you know, the whole situation is just insane. It really is. I'm going to need Dr. Cheyenne Bryant to move around. You know, just, it's okay to be a podcaster. It's okay to, you know, to not have your degree. You know, I don't have no master's and doctor. I don't have any of that. And it's okay. And to the people who went to school and got their degrees, you know, who are in medical and, you know, who help people, you know, I thank you guys. Bless y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because we need people who have degrees. We need people to work in the trades. We need more doctors and nurses. You know, it's not easy. Those are the people that we should be paying, you know, $500,000 a year to. You know, not Cheyenne Bryant. But yeah, the whole situation just pissed me off because I really thought he was going to come with receipts. This bozo said he just started school in May. He hasn't seen her transcripts, but he saw her degree from, you know, the University of Phoenix on the wall. Well, by that logic, I could just put some shit up on my wall. Like, you just can't make this up. It's like, what in the chat GPT hell is going on here? So, yeah, I'm glad Pastor Jamal has distanced himself from her. And I'm not saying he's clean either, because he be in a lot of fuck shit. But I'm glad that, he kind of called her out on her BS. I think a lot of people are starting to distance themselves. And then, you'll have people say, well, why is it only black people? Y'all don't ask white people to show their degrees. You don't ask this, and that. And I get that point of it, because a white person, because they said Dr. Phil ain't really got no, one of them, Dr. Phil or Dr. Oz, they said they really ain't got no degrees. I don't know. Yes, white people can come into certain spaces and people won't question them as much. But my thing is, once you are questioned, just provide the degree. Like, what does it matter? That's like getting pulled over by the police. Well, y'all always pulling us over. Why do I got to show my license? Well, if I ain't did shit, here goes my license. I'm not about to sit here and argue with you and go back and forth. Here goes a license. Run it. I ain't got no warrants. Let me go on about my business. It's just that simple. So either y'all said both of them ain't got no degree. Wait, what? Not the man in Congress. Dr. Oz don't got no degree. Dr. Phil is not a real doctor. Child. So he's another Dr. Dre. So, dude, tell me Dr. Oz has some type of degree, being that he's in the White House making all these changes that are affecting us with healthcare and stuff. He cut off $1 billion, not a billion, I don't know, 100 million, some large amount we can't get in the state of Minnesota. Cut our services and cut them off to Cali too. So Dr. Oz is not a doctor either. Wow. I don't even know how he got in his position. So a man who's not even a doctor is dictating to the state of Minnesota why we can't get our health insurance money for people with disabilities and in different programs. You can't make this up. Somebody said he's a heart surgeon. Okay, so he's an MD. He's a cardiologist. Well, how did he get into that position? So Dr. Oz is legit, but not Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil lost his license. This is some nonsense. So like I said, at the end of the day, black or white, if people are asking to see your degree, especially when you're talking about working with the public and you're talking about, mental health and stuff like that, what is the big deal in just showing them? So I feel like she's doing a lot of this for attention, because like I said, this first came about in May. People stopped talking about it. We have moved on. Then she came back with the little, Netflix viral TikTok to get people talking again. Because I think for her, all attention is good attention, regardless. So I just think the whole thing is just nonsense. So now let me see here. Something else I wanted to hit on. Okay. So we'll get on the Brittany stuff in just a moment. Let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here. I thank you guys so much for all the birthday love, y'all. Ty Lee sent $9.99, says, happy birthday, wishing you many more. We love you. Checking in from South Carolina. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I definitely had a good time when I was in Charleston. That was the last vacation I went on. So I have a lot of good memories from there. So thank you. Connie Robinson sent $4.99. She says, happy birthday, Auntie. Love you. Thank you for everything. Checking in from trifling ass Texas. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate you. Digital Gypsy says, happy birthday. Thank you. Robin says, happy birthday, T. Been here since day one. I will continue to keep you in prayer. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Lala Sanders, what's up, sis? She says, wishing you a very happy birthday. Many, many more to come. Discord gang, 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 gang. Thank you, Lala. Am Bam 94 says, happy birthday. Thank you. Korea, I hope I pronounced that right. Says, happy birthday, T. Thank you so much. Tony Valdo sent $4.99. Thank you, Tony. I know you was in the meeting yesterday fighting for your life. We weren't saying all Pisces. I just said the Pisces that I have dealt with have just got a story to tell. But don't take it personal. It ain't all of y'all. Because we had a Zoom meeting yesterday. He was in there fighting for his life. I'm one of the good Pisces. Let's see here. Maddie Love sent $9.99, says, happy birthday, T. May God bless you with many, many more. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Shelly J says, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Thank you. Storm Chaser says, happy birthday, beautiful. Thank you, Storm Chaser. Your favorite Ewok girl sent $10, says, happy birthday, Auntie. Thank you for your life. We continue to pray for great health, prosperity, and a long life for you. Lots of love from your Guyanian niece. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Princess Di said 999 says, God is good, T. Happy birthday and praying for many more trips around the sun. Been a tea sipper since 2013, diagnosed with MS a few years ago, and I'm a RN. Life is tough. You are an inspiration. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry to hear about your MS diagnosis. I wish you well in that. I have a friend that has MS, and it is a very hard disease to deal with at times. So I just wish you the best. And thank you for your service of being a nurse as well. So I can only imagine. Let's see here. Kathy Celtic says, happy birthday. Thank you, sis. Say Carrie sent 10, says, happy birthday, T. God bless you with many more years. Enjoy. I was in Minneapolis last month for my father's surprise celebration. It was a great celebration. That's what's up. Yeah, Minneapolis is a fun time. They've been wilding, though, this summer. There's been a lot of damn shootings going on and crazy stuff, but, you know, as long as you stay away from certain sides, you'll be fine. I'm glad you had a really good time, though, with your father. Let's see here. Dina says, happy birthday, Queen. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much. Dexter Davis, what's up, Dexter? He says, happy birthday, T. Wishing you many more birthdays to come. Continue being an amazing person. God bless. Amen. Thank you. Like, I feel like, dang, around this time last year, I was getting ready for the Leo Bash, and so many of y'all came to that, and I had such a good time. It's like all the memories are coming back. So thank you so much. Everybody looks so good, too. I'm talking about people with suited and booted, honey. We had a good time at the Leo Bash. Tender Whispers sent $100. Thank you for the big super chat. She says, happy birthday to a fellow Leo. Waiting for your return to Detroit. We love you. Been following you since you reported on that Florida lady with 37 kids. You're a treasure to us all. Stay beautiful inside and out. Continue to heal. Love you. Love you, too. And I cannot wait to come back to Detroit. Like I said, Detroit don't owe me nothing. Like, I had such a good time. I cannot wait to eventually come back again. So thank you. Let's see here. Water Lily sent $9.99, says, happy birthday, my fellow Leo. Looking super duper cute. Thank you. I'm glad y'all like the outfit, because I was like, I just don't feel like putting on a bunch of weave and doing my hair. So, you know, a lot of times I just rock my head bald for the most part. I'll put on like a hat or something, but that's usually how I rock my hair. But it's starting to grow back a little bit. So I'm excited. The hair's growing back. I'm assuming by the time I hit 3 months out, like maybe by September, I'll have more hair. And then I can kind of wear it, you know, out more. But y'all have seen me bald on Zoom. I'll go bald on Zoom. I don't care. But the big YouTube, I'm not ready yet. To be like completely bald on here, I'm not ready yet. But maybe one day. Let's see here. Me222 says, can't spell beautiful without T. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Sweet Peace and $50 says, happy birthday, T. We love you and appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thomas says, happy birthday. Thank you, Thomas. Sasha Virgo says, happy birthday, T. We've been watching you since I was 16. I'll be 28 next month. Just want to say God bless you, and I pray this year is nothing short of amazing for you. Thank you so much. Like, it's been, man, when I tell, I feel like I raised some of y'all. Y'all be like, I've been watching you since I was 12. And, you know, like, that's amazing, because I look at, Ronan called me earlier, and we were talking about, like, all the people who started doing YouTube around the time that I started. And a lot of them are not here anymore. You know, they've fallen off, or nobody watches them, or they're just batshit crazy. And it's like, you know, the fact that I'm still here, you know, 10, I think like maybe 12 years later is like such a blessing. And I'm glad that I was able to like build a real core audience. Like, that means a lot to me. That way I ain't got to do a bunch of strange shit for some change. Like our next person, we're going to talk about Brittany Renner, okay? So Brittany has been going viral the past few days. You know, she's upset about where she's at in life. She's had to start over. She doesn't have any sponsors anymore. I guess a lot of guys aren't checking for her as much. So she found herself back in Mississippi. So she went on this huge rant, calling out her baby daddy, PJ Washington, going off on him. Then, of course, DJ Akademiks gets involved, and he starts, you know, talking about her, talking about how she hit a wall and all this stuff. And then she goes off on DJ Akademiks. So it's been like a lot of back and forth. But this is very interesting, and I want to talk about this because a lot of women find themselves in this type of position, especially the ones who have used their body and their looks like their whole life. And like I always say, there's always going to be somebody younger, prettier, you know, whatever. And I think she's going through that. But we're going to go ahead and watch what Brittany had to say. There's a lot of back and forth on Twitter. So, Okay, so let's start with this rant that she had about her baby daddy, PJ Washington. So we're going to watch that first here. All right, Miss Renner.
And also to my baby daddy, PJ, I know you're going to watch this because I know your dream is to stream. You wish you could stream instead of having to go to, never mind, practice. But stop fucking playing with me and stop fucking playing with our son. On everything I love, babe, Fed's building a case. Okay? And you keep playing. Okay, that's why you're going to get traded. That's why no good is going to come to you. And you keep talking about the Lord and you want to carry that Bible around as a prop. Boy, if you don't stop. What did the Bible say about them children? Because you're okay with doing what you're doing to our son, and you got your other fucking kids living a certain kind of way, and you think that, and people think that shit's funny. You think that nigga got over? You think that shit's cool? That's fucking deadbeat behavior. You're a fucking deadbeat.
Objection. You can't talk about PJ running around being a fake Christian and holding a Bible when not even a year ago you had on a whole hijab, a whole burqa, assalamu alaikum. You was on this Muslim stuff just to be doing something new. So it's the hypocrisy for me. So if you can be fake with Islam, he can be fake with Christianity. That's between him and God. So let's continue.
And I'm always going to have, my issue is always going to fucking be with you. Now, if you let people get in my mix, well, okay, well, shit, let's all settle up then. Because you be letting that shit. The reason that you're even still married to that bitch is because y'all keep trying to prove a point to me. Because that's what it is. Because she's also the same bitch that invited me and Paul to Thanksgiving back in, what was it, 2024, said that she went through his phone multiple times and couldn't find anything. Well, how did you catch him cheating? But did that make a video? Did y'all know that? No. Girl, huh? We got to be honest now. You done try to catch the nigga, and let me tell you something. In my video where I said 5 ways you probably is cheating on you, one of those is you feel need to go through his phone. So you're just going to stay with him because you have no self-respect, and you're not going to get better than PJ. The difference between me and you is I can. You know nothing about. And you guys are talking about, well, I understand why PJ doesn't, because I saw the video of you going up. That video was like from 2023. Did you guys also see the other times when PJ brought Elisa to my fucking house on multiple occasions, trying to incite violence? Huh? No, you didn't. That wasn't recorded. Were you guys there when he said, I'm going to make you look like an unfit mother, no matter what it takes? So I'm going up against someone with endless resources that's threatening to take my child and make me look like I'm unfit, and then bring in his bitch that he's fucking with to my house to try to fight me. And let me tell you something. Bitch, you don't want it with me either. Because you know I'll line that shit up any fucking day with you. That's nothing. Huh? Like, did you forget that PJ pulled my mom off of you? Okay. Huh? You don't want that shit with me, babe. I didn't offer it to you. I offered that to you. You were out of breath because you're out of shape. You had your back against the fucking car door, and I said, what's up? What are we doing? I'm not about to just hit you. That's not really my style. I'm not a bully. You're going to have to line it up. Let's do it proper, you know? So it's like, that's why even when her and I were going back and forth, she's talking about saying, you got my number. Bitch, fuck, you got my address. And y'all sent the nanny to come get my son just when y'all went to come and get him. Because y'all don't really want them problems. Stay in Frisco and stay safe. Listen, babe. This is not a crash out, babe. Yo, what you're hearing is passion. What you're hearing is conviction. Okay? So I use my voice for the forces of good. And I'm always going to stand up for myself as I am other women.
Girl, bye. So let's listen to what I think this one. Okay. So Ak was responding to some of her foolishness. So let's listen.
Yo, they hit Brittany with the same script. You hit her with the same script the last nigga hit her with, and it still works. Like, yo, I told you she's chasing love. All you got to tell her is, you're my wife. She want a ring so bad. She got the baby already. She want a ring. Because that's the only way she could stun on her baby daddy and his new bitch. She want a ring. If y'all trying to fuck Brittany Renner, nigga, buy a popcorn ring, nigga. Like, buy some fake shit. Don't really buy the real shit. She might run off with it. You feel what I'm saying? And just, like, do some goofy proposal. It's like a subscription to Netflix, nigga. The first 6 months is free. The first 6 months of fucking Brittany Renner, free. You just got to promise that you gonna make her a wife. I tried to give her the game. I said, shorty, we could see you from a mile away. You hurt like a motherfucker. So every nigga is coming in like, nah, I'm different. Oh my God, how could he do that to you? You're so beautiful. Like, how could he hide this amazing figure? How could he put that in a hijab? Listen, come with me, girl. We're going to go to church. Let's go to Bible study. Let's lock in under the covenant of Jesus Christ, the holy blood. Let's do it all. You're going to be my wife. Sold. 6 month free fucking, nigga. You ain't paid.
So y'all heard what he had to say. So this is what she had to say about switching from, about leaving Islam.
Someone said, you were never Muslim, just be honest. Why are you trying to gaslight yourself? I was Muslim for 10 months. I don't have to stick to something. And I'm not going to keep fucking talking about being Muslim. Move the fuck on from that shit. Okay? It's getting bright. Move the fuck on. Like, I don't have to commit to something. If you're Muslim, good for you. If you're not, I don't even know why you care. But it's like, yeah, I tried something. It didn't work for me. It worked for me until it didn't. I moved on. Last thing. Oh, yes, a lot of people are brainwashed about religion. They cannot think outside of what they've been taught. And they are angry when people are not following the same rules as them. Because a lot of times, there's a lot of people who are miserable in their religion. And they want other people to suffer too. So it's like when you do not follow what they think you should be following, they're trying to suck you into their misery as well. And then if you're not following what they follow, although they claim to not be a cult, then you're just demonic. So for me, it's like, yeah, I believe in God, and I have stuff like this. And people will be like, demonic. Okay.
This girl, she's a trip. So now this is her going off on Akademiks. So we're going to watch this last video.
Fuck, swallow for $1. Bitch, I'm not one of them. Okay? So this pussy, okay? This bitch barks and bites. Do you understand? So what I really don't understand in general when people talk about me is, let's go back to what Akademiks said. So Akademiks said that I wanted the perfect relationship and that I should have stayed with my cheating, lying ass baby daddy who literally did nothing but lie and cheat the entire relationship. I'm here to tell you guys, all of these men with mics, none of them are happy, truly. None of them are in successful relationships, but yet they got all the answers in none of them. And sit around with fucking mics that look like dicks close to their mouths and just run their mouth about certain people. Akademiks, you're the same nigga that was literally dick fucking riding Daphne Joy, who would not even let you smell her fart air if you paid her. But you want to comment on you're a broken girl that's just searching for love? Huh? What the fuck are you? That's what we really need to get into. Who the fuck are you? Okay? So my thing is like, it's a cycle. It's rinse, wash, repeat every single time. You're looking for love. All these niggas cheat. You should have stayed with your baby daddy. Babe, you couldn't pay me $90 million to be with that nigga today. Okay? And I understand a lot of people, it's really easy. It's like low-hanging fruit to say, oh, she's just a bitter baby mama. Babe, how am I bitter when I left that situation? I warmed the seat up for the next bitch. And to address Akademiks, you saying that I fell off. The irony of you saying that I fell off, but yet you did a 15-minute fucking segment talking about me. And let's be really clear. This is a pattern that you do. You're so quick to talk about my relationship with Kevin. That nigga said the reason you do all these segments about me is because you're secretly in love with me. Are you going to address him? Or you just address women? You don't address these niggas for real because they're going to do you something. Okay? So you don't know these niggas. You do not know what they think about you. Okay? You literally, the thing about it, Akademiks, is that we were supposed to do business together at one point in time. I had recently hit you about me and Selena maybe doing a pod or doing something together. So it's like you did not give me the common courtesy of calling me. You were not curious. You just went on you went on a rant. Like you were so angry. Like, you gave this nigga clout. You did this. This guy fucked you all kinds of ways because you want to fuck me. You love me, Akademiks, and you've been in love with me for a long time. That nigga was not lying when he said that shit. Like, fuck are we talking about? So, my biggest thing is let me tell you something. I have had social media in a leg lock since I was 20 years old, babe. And it won't get up off me. So it has no choice. It can't box me no matter how hard people try. I think it's so funny to me when people are like, you fell off, you're still fucking talking about me. You do segments about me on a regular basis, and the page literally clips my stuff from my stream.
Okay, I just don't care anymore. Let me go ahead and get back on the screen. This is just the rantings of a lunatic. I'm nodding off and shit. Like, damn, she's still yelling. Bitch, shut up. This is my issue with Brittany and women like this, okay? The problem is when she came into the game, she was telling all her business. She got with PJ. PJ was fresh out of high school. She's older than PJ. They were in a little age gap relationship. She got pregnant by him. She talked about all the guys that she's had sex with. I think she named Drake, allegedly. I don't know. But it was like a lot of celebrity guys. She was always selling sex and, it's cool to be a whore. And this is all the stuff that she was putting out there, a few years ago when she was that girl on the internet. And a lot of young girls looked up to her. They thought that type of behavior was cute. But the thing that you don't understand is that eventually you get older. But all that content you put out there, the way you carried yourself, that's not going to go anywhere. So that's always going to be in the back of these guys' mind. She can pull a man. But is that man going to say, or is he just going to use her, bust her down, and then move on to the next? Because it seems like that's what Kevin Gates did. Like, she converted to Islam, to try and, be on the same page as Kevin Gates, and he never took her seriously. So the whole thing is, like, just really sad. And you see so many of these women, and that's why I would say this way back then. Everybody like, oh, you're jealous, you're mad. Jealous of what? It's not that hard to, like, go down that route. You know what I'm saying? Most people can go down that route, shake your ass, fuck a bunch of people in the industry. It's really not that hard. And then, try and make a name for yourself off of social media. But what people don't understand is you're not going to be 21, 22 forever. And these dudes might hype it up like, yeah, or these girls, even in their music, like it's cool to be a slut and, go from one guy to another. But then once you get older and you want to settle down, because she clearly wants a husband. She clearly wants to settle down. She wants out of this lifestyle. And a lot of men are not checking for her. They consider her ran through. Is that fair? No, it's not. Because a lot of these men out here are whores. They can sleep with all types of women and they don't get any type of stigma on them. And it's unfair, but that's just the way of the world. So a lot of guys do not take her seriously. And I noticed like a lot of people are talking about how she looks. Oh, she don't look the same. She's hit a wall. She looks tired and all this stuff. And the thing that bothers me with that is that when I looked up her age, Brittany's only 34. And everybody wants to keep saying she hit her wall because she's over the age of 30. But the people who are saying this tend to be 35 and up year-old men. Like, why do some guys feel like aging doesn't, like, DJ Akademiks is about 40. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if she's hit a wall, then what have you hit? And then what I also find funny, one thing I did agree with her in her rant is the way he treated Daphne Joy. I remember seeing the clips going all over social media and how he was praising her. They ended up going on a date, and he's saying, you know, this is how black women need to act. This is how Meg Thee Stallion needs to act. And I'm thinking to myself, when it's a black woman, she's all types of whores and hoes and everything else. But now that you got this Chinese woman on your arm who's clearly selling coochie, that's what she does for a living. She sells ass. She's a high-end escort. But it's okay, though, when it's a woman of a different race. I'm not a fan of Meg Thee Stallion. Everybody knows that. I think she's a weirdo. But I've never seen Meg Thee Stallion on her Instagram page with links to her OnlyFans. I've never heard of her, you know what I'm saying, running a prostitution ring and sleeping with men for money. She may have had a few boyfriends, and that's okay. But I've never heard of her in that same light. But he drugged Megan for the filth when her and Klay Thompson broke up. But with this run through, her porn has been leaked on Twitter. She let Diddy basically pimp her out. She's a whore. But it's funny that she didn't get that same smoke from DJ Akademiks. So I definitely agree with Brittany on that. Like, I thought that was just disgusting. How much he praised her. Even when he had that issue with Carisha. Carisha was all types of hoes and whores and, you know, everything but a child of God. And Carisha was attached to Diddy. But then Daphne Joy is some type of saint. Very interesting. Oh, yeah, it's definitely a lot of anti-blackness, you know, and I just think that it's just really sad that if you're going to stand for something, then stand for it all. If you're saying that women shouldn't be selling themselves on OnlyFans and that's whore activity, then cool, stand in that shit. But then don't stand in it when it's black women, but then when it's Daphne Joy, oh, it's okay. Oh, I see how she gets money. She knows how to talk. She knows how to be sweet. She should, bitch. She gets paid very well. Who wants to, you know, be paying for some coochie and she sounds like a damn man? She's supposed to know how to talk. She's supposed to sell a fantasy. So she's not doing nothing that nobody else is doing in that industry. Nobody's going to go pay money to a bitch who's acting like a fucking man. So it's just like she's not doing anything special. But I hated that because, you know, he went in on Brittany, but the same energy was not given towards Daphne Joy because from what I saw in the court case, it sounded to me like Daphne Joy also wanted to be married. She wanted to be the main chick. She was jealous of Carisha. She felt like the opportunities that Diddy did for Carisha should have been done for her because she had been there longer. But yet and still, nobody calls that out. So the whole situation is crazy. Just because somebody's 34 does not mean that they've hit a wall. You know, I keep telling folks, your life is not over at 30. You better hope you get to be auntie status, okay? It's sad that that's the attitude that's put out there. Because I'm thinking she's like, the way people was talking, I'm like, well, damn, I thought she was in her 30s. So I had to Google her. I'm like, she's only 34. Why people acting like she's 54? And even at 54, that don't mean that you've hit a wall. So it's just kind of sad that that's the mentality that's put out there. I do feel like she does have her issues. She got herself into a situation where she got with a young NBA player. She thought maybe she could mold him into what she wanted him to be. And he was like, no, I'm cool. He wanted to do him. But at the end of the day, all that putting yourself out there on social media sexually, you can only do that for so long. That's why Amber Rose done flipped from doing all the sexual shit she was doing in the slut walk. Now she's MAGA. Now she's trying to be taken seriously. Black China done took out her BBL and her fillers. Now she wants to be taken seriously. Because again, there's always somebody younger coming right behind. So you got to be really mindful how you carry yourself. So yeah, it's kind of sad. It's really sad. But she just did a lot of clown shit trying to like change up her image. You know, she went from being a freak to a Christian, then she was red pill, then she turned into a Muslim. So it's like at this point, I can't take her seriously at all. Troop said, sorry, T, double standards do exist. It's the law of nature. I get that, but it's still bullshit. It's still bullshit. And, you know, the older I get, I feel like the mental gymnastics that's played on people is insane. Even like with marriage, there's been a lot of videos coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen them. You have a lot of these young girls trying to promote the trad wife culture. And, you know, these girls, you know, like 18, 19-year-old white girls, they're like, you know, I don't have a degree. I'm not going to college. My man takes care of everything. You know, I like to be a trad wife and take care of my babies and cook. And then somebody said, well, where are all the 45 and up trad wives? And so they all started responding and said, there are no 40-year-old trad wives, because by the time you turn 40, a lot of these men will trade you in for somebody younger. They don't be having bank accounts. They don't be having their own money because they spent their whole life being brainwashed to be taken care of by a man. Marriage really benefits men more than anything. You know, everybody always talks about spousal support. Well, a lot of y'all ain't paying thousands of dollars in spousal support. The average person is not paying somebody $10,000 a month in alimony. People put themselves in the same sphere as celebrities. A regular man and wife, when they go through a divorce, there might be a few $100s in alimony. It's mainly child support that people go after. But it's like, you know, you have people saying, well, I'm not taking care of the babies. I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. I'm not doing any of that. That's your job as a wife. Okay, so I have to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and then still work a 9 to 5? Because you need 2 incomes. This is not the 60s. Everybody needs 2 incomes. So it's like, you know, that's why I say like the hypocrisy. Like I get the double standards, but it's so unfair and it just does not make any sense. What is wrong with splitting the chores? What is wrong with the man also cooking, God forbid, once a week? You know, giving your wife a break. And this is why a lot of women are now saying that they don't want to get married. A lot of women don't even want to be in relationships. And then there's like a whole thing on TikTok, people been getting into it, where a lot of men are mad now. They're like, you know, these women are weird. None of them want to get married. What is the point? And I think a lot of people are looking like at what their grandparents went through. And they're just like, no, I'm good. I can do bad by myself. So, yeah. You know, it's a double standard. I think everybody should have respect for themselves, male or female. I think it's disgusting when a man has a bunch of kids by different women. That's just unattractive to me. If I'm not out here having, you know, 3 and 4 and 5 kids by different men, I'm not talking to a guy who has multiple mamas. So if we're going to be going off of like double standards, I'm going to have the same double standards, because you don't get to judge me for being a single mother, but then you got 7 kids out here by 7 different women. Yeah, it's a lot. Like there's been a lot of really good conversations going on, you know, about that. Like, and it's sad. Like, I mean, I want to see more people get married and have kids. You know, the population is getting lower. The babies are not being born like that. So it's really sad where we are. And like I said, a lot of it goes back to social media. You know, the red pill content, the anti-man content. So at this point, nobody wants to deal with anybody. Like, I was shocked. There was some girl, they were talking about the dating scene. And she played a voicemail of a guy. She only met him one time. They went to dinner. And he basically told her, well, if you want me to come to your house, I'm just letting you know now, I'm not coming to your house unless we're having sex. I'm like, what? She met him one time. Like, so now she owes you sex after meeting her one time? And then you have guys say that they're not paying for food and they shouldn't have to wine and dine and then not get anything. So because we went to Olive Garden, I'm supposed to like have sex with you? I can pay for my own Olive Garden. What the fuck? I didn't know the dating scene was that bad out there. Like, I'm just like, I feel really bad, the dating pool right now, on both sides. You know, you have some young girls, like I said, you know, they're on this whole gold digger. You know, I'm just trying to find, you know, I just want the money. I'm just trying to get the bag. Well, what 23-year-old male do you know has thousands of dollars to just trick off on you? Like, you got to bring something to the table too, miss. Like, what the hell? Yeah. So it's a lot, you know. That's why I said, you know, enjoy your life, but just watch how you carry yourself in life, because unfortunately those double standards are there. And for us, as especially Black women, women of color, we don't, those double standards never leave us. White women can do porn, they can fuck the whole city, and then 10 years later, I'm just, you know, I'm just regular Becky Sue. Nobody judges her. They just say, well, she was just wild in her teen years, but now she's the PTA mom. Black women never get that type of treatment. If you was a hood rat in the hood, they still treat you like a hood rat at 50. Oh, you talking about hood rat such and such? I'm like, damn, y'all still calling her, y'all been calling her hood rat since she was 16. Even though she's in the church, they still look at her as a hood rat. So you just got to watch. You just got to watch stuff. And I just think that's what Brittany's dealing with, is like, no man is going to take her seriously because of just all the antics that she put onto social media over the years, which is unfortunate. Miss Williams says femicide is getting out of control. Yeah, it is. That's why you have to be really careful, you know, who you get with, who you date. Yeah, it's really scary out here for a lot of people. So now I want to talk a little bit about Nolan. There's been an update on the Nolan Wells situation. His friends are lawyering up and they're trying to sue social media people for accusing them of killing Nolan. Let me see. Yeah, his ex-teammate. They're trying to go about suing influencers, which I find very interesting. Let me go ahead and show y'all this real quick. Okay. Ex-teammate of Nolan Wells takes steps to sue influencer over online accusations. They're doing everything but trying to find their friend. Bart Edmondson Jr., former teammate of Nolan Wells on the Ocean Springs High School football team, is set to pursue a defamation claim after alleging that a flurry of unfounded accusations on social media led to death threats. Russ Latino, a lawyer and CEO for nonprofit, is representing Edmondson in a Facebook post alleging that defamatory statements are putting Bart and his family and friends in harm's way. Latino sent out the first of what he says was multiple cease and desist demands today, demanding an apology and correction from influencer Cheyenne Bryant, who has more than 200,000 followers across Facebook and Instagram. So that is what they're concerned with now. They're trying to sue people. He said he's received credible death threats yesterday because of some made-up speculations on this and on other sites. The FBI, state and local law enforcement have been activated. So that's one of the latest things that's going on. TMZ is also covering it as well. Nolan's friend lawyers up over rumors that he killed the girl. So, and then there was this newest thing on CNN, so we can watch this as well. The audio.
The family of Nolan Wells still looking for answers about his death. Now, new audio obtained by CNN captures the moment a teenager on the boat that Wells had been on calls for help, saying their boat is sinking. The call was made on July 4th. Take a listen.
It looks like you're on Horn Island, correct? Are you
yes,
on
we are
Horn
at Horn Island. Yes.
All right. Is the boat sinking or you have it aground?
We are sinking, yes.
Is it aground is the question?
No, we're not aground. We are in
Okay.
17 foot of water. We're in 31 foot of water.
All right, have to ask. What do you want to do? Do you want to be towed back?
I want to get this boat unsank and towed back, yes.
Wells' body was found on July 6th along the shoreline on Horn Island off the Mississippi coast. The cause and manner of death of the 18-year-old is still undetermined. CNN's senior national correspondent Ryan Young has been following this case, looking into the details, and joins us now. Is it clear, when we listen to this audio, is it clear whether Wells was on the boat at the time of that call for help that the boat was sinking?
Yeah, that is a great question, Sarah. And look, a lot of us are trying to figure that point out. And we believe at this point, no, there's nothing clear about who was actually on the boat at that time. And it's been 25 days since Nolan Wells went missing. So if you remember, just last week, the DA said because of this investigation, she was hoping and telling the other law enforcement agencies working on this case not to talk about this case in the public. But so far, of course, the public wants to hear about the autopsy or whether or not the toxicology results have come back. So far, that has not happened. But this audio does paint a new picture in terms of what was going on that boat as it tried to make its way back to shore. In fact, take a listen to another short clip that we've been able to isolate.
They're in a panic and their boat won't crank.
Yeah, they're in a panic. He's saying the bilge is not keeping up. I asked for Coast Guard. He said no, but he's just really upset on the back end. And, I get it. It's a kid. He just doesn't understand.
Now, Sarah, I want to be clear here. Of course, we know and we are aware that there's audio on the internet that people have been talking about. We have not been able to verify that audio at this point. So there's still a lot of questions about this case and the timeline moving forward so far. And that is the big problem and sort of with this case right now. There's a lot of conversation online that no one can verify, that authorities are not knocking down one after another because of the fact that this investigation so far is closed and people can't really see what's going on in the public with what's being accused, of course, online. The big question here, though, especially for the family, is what actually happened? What have investigators been able to find? What we do know is at this point, when those 911 calls came in, it does look like there was an active search that was going on for Nolan Wells. We know he was found on that following Monday. But since then, in terms of the conversation, the investigation, and how this moves forward, we don't have a lot of those answers, and we understand why people are getting frustrated, especially the family.
All right. This situation is it's really sad. And then the parents have also, this is the last update that came out today as well. His family reportedly issued subpoenas to social media companies seeking his account information amid death investigations. So the whole situation, to me, it's really disturbing. And I don't understand why the boat sinking info wasn't out sooner. Why is that just now coming out? Because I hadn't heard anything about the boat possibly sinking until today. So you would think they would have said something yeah, the boat sank and we were all worried and he jumped off the boat or just, something it's that has not been mentioned. This story has just had so many twists and turns. And another thing that kind of bothers me, because these folks are saying that they've known him since, elementary school. He's a good kid. He played basketball, football. And I just find it very interesting that the guys that he went out there with, they didn't post anything, took down their social media pages, changed their phone numbers. They did all this weird stuff for people who are supposedly innocent. But the people who were not there, like his other friend that he grew up with, because I seen his post, he did a whole tribute to him. Pictures from when they were little kids until senior year. So it's where are the tributes from the folks that he was out on the boat with? They're worried about suing people for defamation of character, but y'all didn't even go out y'all's way to go look for your friend. And then another thing, can we talk about this? The parents. As a parent, any child that comes into my home or that is around my kids, let's say I take all the kids, when they were younger, to the mall or just wherever. I look at those kids like my kids, period, point blank. So it's if y'all are all going out together and then y'all are 4 deep and 3 come back. Well, where's such and such? I don't know. Oh, what you mean you don't know? Okay, we need to go look for him or go get him or where, you know what I mean? Like, where were the parents to be like, okay, well, everybody didn't come back. And I get it, they're a little bit older, they're 18, but it's almost like the parents like didn't call the other parent like, hey, you know, have you seen Nolan? We haven't seen him. I just felt like there was no communication. That's weird to me. Because if they all left together as a group and then one comes back missing, well, where's he at? Where'd he go? Let me call his mom and see, did he go home or did y'all pick him up early? That's what you do as a good parent who looks as all these kids as your own. Because again, all these kids have known each other allegedly since elementary school. So did you really look at him like he was one of your own? Or was he just the black kid? The tag along. So the whole thing is just, it's just very weird. It's just weird. I hate it. And again, I also feel like there's an urgency on the black community side to try and figure out this case, but not on the white folks side. There's not really like an urgency. And I feel like because he was a good kid, he was a star athlete, you know, had himself together, it's not really being talked about. But let this have been some dude where we went on his Facebook page and he was throwing up blood gang and, you know, did the money spread and, you know, had the gold teeth and looked like a gangbanger. Oh, there'd be all types of videos, especially from the MAGA side. Well, how do we know that he didn't get into a fight? And how do we know he didn't, you know, do something? They had to, but it's like because he doesn't have that type of aura about himself, they're really quiet on that side. I haven't seen too many think pieces on the other side. So, I you know, like I said, I'm keeping up with the case, but it's just really, really disturbing. I get that there weren't parents there at the Horn Lake, but before they got to the lake, everybody met up at somebody's house is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of times before, like, my boys would leave with their friends, my house was the meetup spot. Everybody pull up on their bikes, pull up in their cars, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody would leave together. So they all met up at somebody's house. And so that's all I'm saying. At some point in time, I'm going to ask, like, oh, okay, well, where's AJ? Where's, you know, Kendrick? Where's such and such? They never made mention of any of this until the parents started looking for their child. So it just seems like there was like no help. When the parents were like, okay, well, he didn't come home. Have y'all seen him? Have y'all, as a parent, I'm going upstairs, I'm talking to my son. Hey, such and such is missing. Have you seen him? Have you talked to him? No, I haven't seen him. Okay, well, my son said he hasn't seen him. Do y'all need help? Y'all need me to pass out flyers? Like, I just feel like the parents are just kind of like, we're lawyering up and we're pleading the fifth. Why? That's not what people who are innocent do. Especially if you looked at this young boy like a son. Because everybody's claiming this was their best friend. And this is why I say you have to be really, really careful with who you call a friend. Somebody said, where's the Filipino community? He might be too dark, child. Who knows? Because he's definitely Blasian. There's an Asian dude on TikTok. He went in on the Asian community for not standing behind this young boy. You know, for not, you know, making content and getting the word out there about Nolan. I really respected him for that video. He said a lot of times, you know, y'all like when black people come to y'all shops and spend money, but now that the black community is going through something, y'all are quiet. But what y'all don't know is that his mom is Asian. So yeah, he called out the community. Yeah, I seen that Officer Tatum had interviewed the kids. From what I heard, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't speak on that. I did see that there was some type of video. You know, I'm going to watch it and see what the hell he got to say, but he's always just so quick to demonize the community. There's a video of him being thrown and the body was lifeless. I haven't seen that video. Yeah, Nolan is half Asian. That's his mama right here. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Yeah, he's Blasian. That's his mom. And that's the dad. Yep. He got his mom's eyes and stuff. He looks a lot like his mom. He's just his daddy's complexion. But yeah. I don't know. The whole case just doesn't sit well with me. And especially, being a boy mom and with kids being in sports. They were all in sports together. Like, if you're a sports parent, it's literally like a family. So it's just weird that everybody's acting like this when they've all played football together and basketball and, all the parents are being so standoffish. When you're literally there every Thursday and Saturday games for years, rooting for your kids and, picking kids up and bringing snacks, and it becomes like a family. So I don't know. It's sad. I just hate that for him. Yeah, there's a lot of holes in the story. It's like I'm just trying to keep up as I can, but not from the time they were looking for him, like none of the story just sounded right. Then they were saying that it has to do with a girl, and then the girl saying she has nothing to do with it, and so I just feel like it's another cover up. It kind of reminds me of the South Carolina case with the Murdochs I talked about a few years ago, at Mallory Beach, and how, they flew off the boat and Mallory ended up dying, ended up being a Netflix special. Kind of reminds me of that. Everybody's trying to get their story straight. So, but I'm not one of them ones who are like, oh, I would never let my kids hang around white children or white people. And, I'm not going to go to that extreme. You can't blame a whole race of people for, for one thing. But I would say, at the end of the day, you need to teach your child discernment. Because I don't care if it's a group of white folks or black folks. Because let's not act like, there's not black on black crime as well. You need to teach your children discernment. If something does not feel right, get up out of there. Get up out of there. Because you don't want to be the one token friend. The one where they feel like they can push the envelope, say little racist jokes, see how much they can get away with. When I see stuff like that, I'm cool. You're a bit too comfortable. So it's really scary. All you can do is just, really pray for your kids, pray that they leave safe and come home safe. And yeah, Mississippi definitely has a long, bloody history. And especially of lying. I mean, we can go back to Emmett Till, how much the sheriffs and the, police, lied. And they knew that those men had killed that boy. They didn't care. And then now you have Matt Walsh's whack ass trying to rewrite history about the Emmett Till case. I was so disgusted watching the clips that were on TikTok with him saying that, basically Emmett Till got what he was asking for, a 15-year-old child. It's funny that whenever it's one of our kids, they're always adultified. Never given any grace. Even if he whistled at her and said some slick shit to her, who gives a fuck? He was 15. His brain was not all the way developed. That's what kids do. They push boundaries. But when it's their kids, it's boys will be boys. So, yeah. Yeah, he did a whole bootleg YouTube video about how the Emmett Till case was just used to race bait, and how he was basically a bad kid, and he, they try to blame the white grandmother, and she didn't do anything. She didn't confess on her deathbed. He's just an asshole anyways. Y'all already know that. That's Matt Walsh for you. They have nothing else going on at the Daily Wire. That's why all their subscriptions have fallen off. They don't get views anymore. The Daily Wire has been trash. How you got 6 million subscribers and you're not even breaking 10,000 views at times? Nobody's checking for Ben Shapiro. None of that stuff. So, yeah, you just, just really understand that some people who are around you are not always there for you. Some people are monitoring spirits. Some people are just there to be energy vampires. So you got to really learn. And it's sad because especially if you're like a very empathetic person and you're very open and you're just, a genuinely nice person, those are the ones, your light attracts people like that, unfortunately. So once you just start seeing little certain things about folks, you got to stop second guessing yourself, because I've done that. Well, it's like, well, no, you make excuses, or they would never, them be the main bitches who will. So just be very, very careful, especially like in this day and age with what we're dealing with the economy. Folks will put you in real dangerous situations, especially if they feel like they have nothing to lose. So I just pray that they get the answers to what's going on, to what happened to him. But the way it seems like nobody down there cares, I don't know if they're going to get the answers. It's really unfortunate. Yeah, they've been real quiet on that side. Okay, let me go ahead and read some more of these super chats here. I've been on an hour already. Wow, time is flying. Let's see here. Gabriella 23 says, happy birthday, T. Thank you for coming on here and spending your time with your tea sippers. Rest up. Hope you recover well. Leo season. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Regina Sanders said $50. Thank you for this big super chat. She says, happy birthday, beautiful queen. My number one favorite YouTuber and bestie in my head. I love you. You are a gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. Faith Lives sent $10, says, happy birthday, T. God bless you in every way. Love, peace, and blessings. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Oh, everything just refreshed. Hold on. It always does that. It went all the way to the bottom. I'm trying to go back up so I don't miss too many people. Oh, y'all are going hard. I didn't even realize I had this many. Thank y'all so much. I'm still trying to scroll back up to where I was at. I to so. Thank you for the big super chat. They sent $200. Said happy birthday. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Let's see here. Let me scroll back up. Let's see. Okay. I read that one. Okay. Sasha the Virgo says, happy birthday, T. Been watching since I was 16. I'll be 28 next month. I just want to say God bless you, and I pray this year is nothing but short of amazing. I think I read that earlier. Thank you. Okay, ZK sent $9.99, says, can you please wish my daughter a happy birthday? She's turning 8 today. Oh, that is so sweet. Well, happy birthday, twin. Okay. Leo season. Happy birthday to your daughter. I hope you have a wonderful 8th birthday. Thank you and your mom for supporting me. I appreciate it. That is awesome. The little baby Leos, honey. Let me see here. Jupiter 4351 sent $4.99, says, been watching since I was 12. I'm 26. Happy birthday, my favorite Leo. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tiffany says, happy birthday. Thank you, Tiffany 4275. J Mitch sent $20. Thank you for the super chat. Says, happy birthday, T. Thank God you are blessed to see another year and many more. My baby girl's a Leo. Also, her birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jayla. Shout out to the Discord. Definitely happy birthday to Jayla. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. It's our season, honey. The whole month. We're not going to shut up. This whole month is Leo season. We're going to enjoy this month. Gem Girl sent 5, says, happy birthday, Auntie. I'm glad to have you back on the tube. Take your time healing. I love your scarf and outfit. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bunny Ram says, happy birthday, T. Wish you a long, prosperous, and healthy year. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. Sending nothing but good energy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sarah Reed sent a $10 super sticker. Thank you, Sarah. Susie sent a $10 super sticker as well. Thank you. Let's see here. AC2215 says, happy birthday, T. I believe Bryant's next grift will be ministry. Oh, yeah. She will target Christian church folks. This is why out of all the people they're talking about her, Pastor Bryant is who she wants to silence. Yeah, it's a lot of grifting going on out here. It's a lot. It is. It's sad. But I guess everybody said they got to get their money somehow. Slim Queen says, happy birthday to you. Look beautiful. Your birthday is the day after my youngest son. Leo gang, I'm going to catch the playback. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And happy birthday to your son as well. Anna Lewis says, sending you a birthday hug. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Monterez sent 1999 says, happy birthday to you. Your presence was definitely missed. May many more blessings come your way. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we got so many messages here, y'all. I'm going to definitely go back and read a lot of them. I'm going to go back and read all of them, actually, but I'm going to read a few more. Dime19 sent $50. Thank you for the big super chat. They say, hey, T, I pray that this new chapter brings you even more healing, strength, and peace, and many reasons to smile. I love you. I love you, too. Thank you. Coco the Indigo, I think I said that right. Sam50 says, go shawty, it's your birthday. We love you, girl. Best wishes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Skycat sent $50, says, happy birthday, T. Thank you for making time for us. You look amazing. Love you for who you are and all that you do. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. So I want to talk about this because I've been on for an hour and a half. So I want to talk about a few real issues that are going on. So, okay. I just want to make sure I got all my screens up. Okay. Let's talk about the war real quick. I want to talk about the war real quick. So, if you guys do not know, last night, Iran bombed some more. They hit us with a surprise attack. They bombed our bases. And so Trump reacted to everything. He's talking about it. Some more news just dropped about 4 hours ago. So we're going to watch this because this war is getting real. It's going to be affecting a lot more stuff. I've been having a lot of just crazy dreams as of late. So let's watch this video first, and then I want to show y'all some other stuff. So give me just a second. Okay.
Profanity. Here's what he told Fox News this morning.
Let me start over.
President Trump is out with a new threat today, this time with a lot of profanity. Here's what he told Fox News this morning as part of his latest threat against Iran. That message, a direct response to this. Those are the missiles Iran state television says were used in a surprise attack on U.S. forces yesterday. The U.S. and Jordan say all the missiles were blocked, but President Trump says the U.S. response will be, quote, forceful. Let's go live to outside the White House. The CBS News reporter Aaron Navarro. Aaron, tough words from the president. Are we any closer to diplomacy at this point?
Liz, it doesn't seem like it, in part because of the president's tough words, as you mentioned, as well as what we're seeing and hearing from Iranian officials who have said they have not spoken directly to the U.S. in the last 15 days, despite President Trump's insistence that he believes Iran desperately wants to make a deal. And in the indirect conversations that they are having with Iran, with Oman, they recently rejected a proposal from them to demine the underwater mines that have been in the Strait of Hormuz and have made that water waterway very dangerous. And in the progress that they have made with Oman, it seems that they're jointly talking about fees when it comes to ships transiting through the Strait of Hormuz, which has been a red line for this White House and the administration. Throughout the appearance in the Oval Office earlier this afternoon, you also did not hear President Trump talk much about negotiations and instead talk about upcoming attacks on Iran from the U.S. He said, quote, "I will always hit back." And when asked about if he sees a scenario in which Iran strikes enough U.S. military bases in the region that would cause the U.S. to pull out of this war, the president said essentially that'll never happen. Take a listen to his answer.
Under what scenario do you see Iran attacking U.S. installations and personnel overseas and you withdrawing? Or
I don't see that. No, we're not. No, we're gonna hit them very hard. I mean, I can actually say that because in that there's very little they can do about it. It was a different group than we're dealing with. They've already apologized, but you know we got to smack them a little bit.
Mr. President, will we hit back when they strike?
Will I always hit back?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Mr. President, just on the point of clarity on that, sir, is that in response to the attempted ballistic missile strike on Jordan last night? When you say it's our turn to
yeah, I think more so that, yeah, because it was another smaller event. But no, they sent 8,000 mile-an-hour missiles at us, and fortunately we had our people operating the greatest equipment in the world.
And another thing that could make any path to diplomacy difficult is just the fact that this war is expanding throughout the region. Saudi Arabia joined in the U.S. attacks on Iran-backed military forces in Iraq. Jordan's military said this week that they had to intercept 5 missiles coming from Iran. The Houthis, based out of Yemen, hit Saudi-flagged tankers in the Red Sea as they're trying to use that as an alternate route to the Strait of Hormuz. So plenty of factors are at play that make diplomacy in the U.S.-Iran war seem unlikely.
So on top of Saudi Arabia now joining the U.S., Russia and their BFF China have joined Iran. They're getting a lot of their technology and information from Russia. You know, the thing that's so messed up is that this man literally started all of this. Everybody was minding their own business, and he's playing it off as if he's not the catalyst to what's going on right now. Now, who remembers, let's put a teacup in the chat, if you guys remember me telling y'all, and people said I was fear-mongering and that I was batshit crazy. But remember I said, the way we've been treating Cuba, you know, with us cutting off their oil supply. They got a lot of their oil from Venezuela. We went and took Maduro. We took over the Venezuelan oil, and we made it where Cuba cannot have no oil. So Cuba has literally been just dark every night for, I want to say, like the past 4 or 5 months, if I'm not mistaken. But let me say this. I'm not going to say that whole situation is solely on Trump because Cuba has been dealing with blackouts forever. The regime in Cuba, unfortunately, you know, a lot of them are corrupt. So they've been dealing with blackouts, but never to this extreme, right? And remember, I had said this a few months ago. I said, so what happens when Cuba feels like our people are dying, we're not able to get oil, we can't get food? Do you really think that Cuba's not going to allow Iran to use their island as a launching point where they can possibly hit the U.S.? Because Cuba is a lot closer to us than Iran. And people said, do y'all remember that? I said that Iran, I bet you they will make some type of deal with Cuba where they can launch missiles from Cuba. And folks were in the chat talking about I was crazy, I was doing too much, to go to sleep. Remember I said that? Well, you know, when I say something, I'm just, you know, a lunatic conspiracy theorist. But now the white man is saying the same thing I said months ago. Jeb Bush sent out a notice a few weeks ago in Florida. We've been talked about this in Discord. That they found out that there are now Iranian missiles in Cuba. So, you know, since the white man's ISIS coder, let me go ahead and play you guys what Jeb Bush had to say. So this is definitely turning into a world war with everybody getting involved. And they do have capabilities to hit the United States at this point. And these missiles are so powerful, they can hit not just Florida, they can hit Georgia. So because they're going to go for major cities. So you're talking about Miami, Atlanta. It can go all the way up to New York City. That's how powerful these missiles are. So let me play this video for y'all. Okay.
Governor Jeb Bush is warning about what he says is a growing security concern just 90 miles from U.S. shores. Bush is pointing to reports that Cuba has acquired hundreds of Iranian-made attack drones. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer is in Miami with more about these drones. I mean, Brooke, where did this come from, and what more do we know about the possibility of Cuba being in possession of them?
Well, Markey, the former Florida governor argues that Iran's expanding military relationship with Cuba deserves closer attention because of the island's proximity to the U.S., of course, just 90 miles off the shores of Florida. Bush is pointing to reports that Cuba has acquired hundreds of Iranian-made attack drones. Standing beside an Iranian-made Shahed 136 drone here in Miami, Jeb Bush pointed to reports that roughly 300 of the drones are in Cuba right now. We should mention Havana disputes those claims, and News Nation has not independently verified that reported number.
We have seen how drones organized in clusters can get through the defense capabilities that we've seen in the war in the Middle East as well. So this is a threat, and I think it's important to recognize that Iran has consistently been working with Cuba, Venezuela prior to the departure of Maduro from the regime, creating instability in not just in Cuba, but certainly in the region.
The Shahed 136 is a one-way attack drone that Iran has used extensively in the Middle East and has also supplied to Russia for use in Ukraine. It has a range of about 1,500 miles and can carry over 100 pounds of explosives. Officials at the event in Miami this week say that it has become one of Iran's signature battlefield drones because it can be deployed in large numbers at a relatively low cost. Markey?
And so, Brooke, what are...
That is what's being, this was announced a few weeks ago. Like I said, we talked about this on Zoom. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. And the thing is, they're like, yeah, we asked Cuba, and Cuba said no. Why would your enemy tell you anything? Why would they tell you what cards they're playing? Like, are you cool? Like, you know, y'all are starving us. We don't have no oil. And then y'all come and ask us what we have, and we're supposed to be honest with you? Like, what are you talking about, lady? You know, so I just find the whole situation just crazy. You know, like I said, just, you know, stay prayed up, be very watchful of your environment, because it seems like every other day is some type of mass shooting. There was one in Seattle. There was several over the weekend. So it's just a lot of stuff that is going on. It is just insane. Another thing that's happening, there's all these recalls. I don't know if you guys have been aware of this. They've recalled eggs, ginger ale, garlic powder, a lot of things that Black folks love. And it was funny because I found out today, because ginger ale is one of the only things I can drink that, like, you know, help my stomach. But I've been had my ginger ale. I've had them for, you know, weeks now. I haven't bought anything recently, so I still have some in my pantry. And they're saying that ginger ale is now contaminated. And I'm like, well, what is it contaminated with? Lettuce too. Yeah, it's been so many things that are being recalled that now it's just like, what the hell? You know, I'm grateful as hell for my garden. You know, I've been able to get a lot of vegetables and stuff out of there, but it's really scary what's going on now because, you know, if you're eating lettuce that's contaminated with whatever, this is stuff that can kill you. So we're going to watch this TikTok where he's talking about all these food recalls. It's so many of them. It's like it's hard to keep up at this point.
Two days ago, 19 million eggs got recalled for potential salmonella. So anybody in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, New Mexico, Mississippi, if you bought eggs from Kroger's, Simple Truth, Brookshire's Grocery, or other smaller grocery stores, and the best buy date is between July 20th and August 17th, you should throw away them eggs. Just a week ago, if you didn't know, Pillsbury Doughboy just recalled 736,000 products. They're saying that
Damn.
some of the bread may have glass in it. Which, how does that happen? These are the 19 states they're warning. And
Look, I didn't even know about the Pillsbury Doughboy thing. What the hell? This is insane.
These are the package numbers. So Pillsbury hard roll dough and Kaiser roll dough. If they have a better if used date of October 12th, 2026, throw them away. Now, July 17th, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard about this Taco Bell lettuce thing. A lot of people have been reporting getting sick after eating Taco Bell, and they're saying it's an outbreak of cyclospora. What the fuck is that? A parasitic intestinal infection primarily causes frequent this is the explosive diarrhea thing I've been seeing. So yeah, they're saying it's because of the lettuce, and it's being produced from a place called Taylor Farms. And they're saying it's one of the largest suppliers in America, and it's just about in every store and fast food chain. They're saying any iceberg salad or shredded lettuce, if it has the best if used by dates of July 18th to August 3rd, y'all need to throw that away. So far, there's already about 4,000 cases in 41 different states. Now, you're going to see news saying that Taylor Farms did get tested positive for cyclospora, but the next day, they came out saying that it was a false positive, which, what the hell does that mean? Basically, from my understanding, they think it's them, but they're not exactly sure. The next one is a Class 1 recall of these chips. So Zaps and... do these say dirty potato chips? These are dirty chips? Who even eats these things? If you eat these things, comment. Class 1 is considered...
I've only seen them nasty chips in New Orleans. Those are not up north chips. I've only seen Zaps in New Orleans. I don't know if other people eat them. We have Old Dutch up here in Minnesota. Zaps.
Considered the most severe. They've recalled hundreds of thousands of bags because they are at risk of salmonella poisoning. If your bag has a best by date of like August, July 2026, throw them away. The next thing, if you bought Greenwise frozen blueberries from a Publix in the states of Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia, they're saying they got hit with E. coli. If the best by date says February 9th, throw them away. Somehow we're still going, guys. Amy's organic soup, light in sodium lentil, which, by the way, this is a really healthy soup, but the taste is just not there. Anyway, 184,000 cans of their soup just got recalled. They're saying that the can's easy open pull tab may have busted open on some of them or maybe lightly opened. So bacteria is getting in. If you're from these states and the best by date says April 2027, throw it away. Now, with all these recalls, this is making it hard for me to want to eat anything. Are things getting worse? I looked it up, and it says between 2020 and 2024, the total number of food recalls increased by 15%. I'm like, oh, hell no. But they're saying it's not necessarily because anything has changed. They're saying that technology and protocols to tracing these things have gotten better. And often, they're recalling food before anybody gets sick. So one thing I want to bring up, guys, be careful how you take social media and news, because what they do when they know that everybody is worried about E. coli and bacteria in food, since they know they'll get a lot of views, which means a lot of ad revenue. So it's going to seem like a pandemic of recalls because they're going to highlight every single new recall that comes out. For example, this is where it gets a little disingenuous. This girl makes a video about a garlic powder recall, and people are at risk for vomiting and diarrhea. She goes to a local Publix to check if the seasoning is there, which it wasn't, because this is happening in Canada, which she doesn't mention till the end of the video. They make sure that the Canada is really small, because most people don't actually spend the time to actually read, so they're thinking it's happening in America. Not only that, there are no cases that got reported. So I'm just saying, y'all, don't let the news and these social media creators freak you out. Do your own research. Now, Taco Bell is saying they are safe to eat, guys. They removed all the lettuce from that supplier, And because of this chaos, they are offering a new promotion, a $1 lettuce-free menu item. They're calling it the Enchilito. And
I'm sorry, what in the world is going on here? A lettuce-free taco called an enchilito. They just making up shit now. Nope, I'll pass.
And people are saying keep the Enchilito on the menu permanently. What the fuck is an Enchilito? I ain't never seen this before in my life. Oh, hell no, I would never. Okay, guys, I just got the Taco Bell Enchilito. I know what I said, but hey, I think a lot of us haven't tried it. This is how it looks, which looks like just a soft shell taco with enchiladas. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. And they just juiced it with cheese. This is the beef one. We're gonna give it a shot. The bottom is hot as hell. I'm kind of pissed off I couldn't get the deal. I guess I was late. How do I? Trying to get it out. Okay, here we go, guys. This is $4. Whoever be ordering this is like this is a fat fuck. It's a big back nigga. For sure. It does it taste good? It's just a wet taco. I mean, you know? It's almost, you ever have ravioli? Ravioli in a can? It's ravioli with a tortilla. This is the sexy sauce. Okay, look at this. This shit is good as hell. Get a Cantina taco. Get this. Oh my God. It's called jalapeno citrus salsa. And you're just eating the whole thing. And look how much, look, I'm having a hard.
Oh my God, he's funny. He is funny. But yeah, it is. It's so many food recalls. Like, you can't even keep up. It's insane. They're also saying there's a bread recall at Walmart. It's like, you gotta be careful. I swear, you gotta be careful what you eat. Wash stuff twice, because it does not make any sense. So now let me go ahead. And his name is Derek Branch. Yeah, that was funny. That was so funny. I'm over here like dying, crying. And there was another video here I wanted to show. Okay, so another thing I want to warn y'all about before I go is that AI scams are at an all-time high. So I remember seeing this little boy on my feed and, feeling bad, like, oh, wow, he's very talented. It's this little black boy, he be crocheting bags. And I didn't know it turned into a whole storyline. I just seen him one day like, I crochet bags, you can buy a bag, whatever. And I'm like, that's cute, but I don't wear crochet shit. But so, I was like, okay. And so it's now being talked about he's fake. The little boy, I don't know if y'all have seen him on TikTok crying about the crochet bags. He's fake and he's been scamming people. And there's been a huge uptick in these AI scams, the videos and everything. So we're going to watch the crochet bag video. And then Good Morning America also did a special as well. So you can't make this stuff up. Because I remember seeing this kid. They said the kid is out here scamming. It ain't even really a kid, child. Hold on. All right, let's watch this.
Someone please stay 9 seconds to tell my son his crocheted handbags are not ugly.
At first watch, the tears running down Jaden Knott's face are hard to ignore.
Now everyone is making fun of me for making these bags.
Jaden says he's being bullied for crocheting handbags he sells online. His videos have racked up nearly 9 million views on Facebook, with dozens of commenters saying they're buying his bags to support him.
What about his story really drew you in?
The fact that he was being bullied, that really, tugged at my heartstrings.
Sheila Dews Johnson says the videos pulled her in and she spent $50 thinking she was helping a boy in need. Mo Clark says she paid close to $100.
To hear that somebody's being bullied because of their gifts and their talents or because they're different, you want to support them.
But some customers express skepticism.
I still don't believe
it's a Black-owned business.
Cybersecurity expert Yoav Karen suspects Jaden's content is AI generated based on the blurriness of text throughout certain parts of his videos.
I mean, the story around it looked suspicious for me. What we are seeing here in this video is just a normal person being impersonated.
Karen says it's nearly impossible to detect AI content just by seeing it, especially on a phone screen. And it's costly. The FBI says scams using AI to request money have now cost consumers nearly $893 million. While Jaden's Facebook says he's based in Washington, D.C.
I'm glad a lot of other people in the chat are saying that they saw him. Some people said they were going to buy a purse. You know, a lot of this AI technology is getting really good because, like I said, I saw him. I felt bad. Not bad enough to buy no damn crochet bag, but I felt bad. I'm like, oh, that's messed up. You know, little homie's doing something positive because he was out there selling his little bags. But then to find out that this is AI, I'm like, what the hell? So, you know, people can get tricked not realizing it.
DC. The page manager on the account is located in Lithuania. We reached out for comment, but never heard back.
You stole my stuff and I didn't give you any permission.
Jade Ham says it appears a similar account with an AI persona is using her content. Are you 100% sure these are your videos?
Yes.
The 19-year-old went viral for crocheting her own prom dress, but check out the resemblance between her videos and an account called Jaden Shells. Have you tried to contact the social media platforms to get this content taken down?
Instagram, it was successful because I was able to report it as fraudulent activity. But on TikTok, I tried reporting, but they clear it as if nothing wrong is happening.
A spokesperson from TikTok tells NBC News they have since removed both accounts and emphasizes that the platform offers many ways to report impersonation.
What is your advice you would give to other consumers?
What I've learned is that don't take anything at face value anymore. Buyers beware.
We thank you for watching and remember.
So now there's another one too. So let me pull this one up. It's getting real out here, folks. AI is getting that good.
This is what we look like on day one.
The internet is awash in purported doctors, wellness experts, and influencers pitching the benefits of health supplements. An investigation by the New York Times found a lot of the people selling these things online aren't real.
One reason why they're so effective is that they take advantage of the impulse purchase.
The paper.
I'm not gonna lie, she looks AI. I had to look twice. It's getting to that point where it's like, half these people who be doing YouTube videos, I don't even believe that they're real, some of them. It's just something that just, it's like, you look AI, it's like their mannerism, it's just weird. It's getting too close to like, it's getting way too advanced.
Found hundreds of examples of AI-generated posts offering these supplements and their supposed miracle outcomes.
Sometimes they would advertise these completely unreal or even in some cases dangerous things that the supplements can do for you.
One of them sounded good to Pamela Wondrow of Wisconsin.
It was touting about being a natural supplement.
She suffers from an autoimmune disease and was intrigued by an ad she saw for moringa pills.
I think people are more inclined to buy because they want that magic pill.
But after taking that magic pill for months, she said it wasn't helping her. And then she said she received a letter warning her the product was possibly contaminated. The company voluntarily recalled the product in February for possible salmonella contamination, saying it takes this matter very seriously.
I didn't have any of the symptoms of that. But all of a sudden, I was getting other problems.
We reached out to the company behind the pill and received no response, whether it's dietary supplements or even hats.
My name's Walter.
Our reporting found there is a growing trend of some online companies using AI to create sketchy backstories for businesses, taking advantage of customers' goodwill or desperation for better health to charge a premium for lower quality products. We found this post for Walter.
I've been making flat caps and newsboy caps by hand since 1973.
Walter on this website, and Henry on this one, and George on this one don't exist. They're generated by artificial intelligence and linked to products made overseas. For consumers, it's getting harder to spot what's real and what's...
not Walter, Henry, and George with the same face. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Artificial.
Are we going to reach the point where we just can't tell?
I mean, I think we already are pretty much at that point.
Pamela, the woman from Wisconsin, told us she's a little leerier now, and experts say that's probably the best advice. Just proceed with caution and approach anything sold on your social media feed with a little skepticism, especially if it's promising a health benefit that may be too good to be true. But it is just so hard now to tell what's real and what's artificial.
You know what I also found out? I forgot the guy's name. He does like a lot of like really good like documentary style videos. He's a black guy. But when I was in the hospital, I started getting inundated with like all these, I don't know if y'all have seen them, like how grandma fed 15 kids, you know, what black folks did in the South for fish fries, how black people in the Midwest ate back in the 1960s. You know what I'm talking about? There were videos, and it would show like how Big Mama was able to make it work. So I started watching these videos like, oh my gosh, that's so dope. You know, I'm thinking I'm like learning a history lesson. And so the dude did like a whole deep dive, because after a while, it's like, I mean, you could tell after a while it was AI generated because they would use the same clips. It's not FD, but he's worked with FD Signifier. He's the other one. They're friends, but I forget his name. Cameron James. Yes, Cameron James. That's his name. And so he did a whole deep dive, and I was like, oh my gosh, I watch these videos all the time because I'm like, you know, I like history. Y'all know I watch documentaries a lot. So I'm thinking it's like documentaries about how, like, you know, old black people back in the South, you know, used to cook and take care of their families. And come to find out, it's a white man in Lithuania somewhere who's creating all this stuff. Then they would take you to their website and you could buy the cookbooks. So if, you know, black folks want to support, they started, you know, buying the cookbooks. Come to find out the cookbooks were just like ChatGPT recipes. I said, AI is going to be the death of society. Let me see if I can find that. It'd be like grandma's old home Southern cooking. They don't come up as much now, so maybe people flag them. But they would come up for me every night, and I would watch them till I fell asleep. And I'm thinking I'm really learning some like real history, like, oh wow, this is amazing. And it was all AI. Let me see, black people cooking in the South in the 1900s. Let me see if it still comes up. Yeah, meals that save lives. You hear? And this fool got 1.9 million views. Let me show y'all. Like, I would be watching these like, oh, wow, this is so, you know, it makes so much sense and da-da-da-da. It's still up. I'm going to show y'all these videos if y'all ain't seen them. These ones. 30 cheap dishes our black ancestors ate to survive. You know, he has over 100,000 subscribers, up 1.9 million views in 7 months, 30,000 likes. And this is a white man in like Lithuania who's creating this stuff.
Think black families in the 1930s had fancy groceries? Think again. During the Great Depression, African American communities faced crushing poverty and discrimination that made survival an act of defiance. Yet from bare cupboards came dishes so ingenious they became culinary legacy. Here are 30 cheap 1930s dishes our black ancestors ate to survive. Dried bean soup was once the lifeline that kept entire black families fed when money disappeared and hope ran thin. Women would sort through pounds of dried pinto or navy beans, picking out pebbles and debris before soaking.
Yes. And I would, because I really thought like, even though the voice, like, yeah, the voice is AI, but it's like, I'm thinking it's a history lesson. I'm thinking it's at least black folks behind the channel. But yeah. And there's a bunch of them. Like, let me see if I go on his channel. 80 soul dishes. 60 dishes black grandmothers made that nobody could replicate. And he gets views. 25 forgotten poor man's meals that black, and you see I had started watching that. Big Mama's cookbook secrets. And he's still putting out content. Now this has 800 views in 9 hours. He's not getting as many views as he used to get now that people are onto him. 70s food that got lost. But yeah, then you would go on the website, you could buy the cookbook and everything. Yeah, he don't get the views he was once getting. People are onto his ass. Because he was getting millions of views. Yes, I watched it because I thought it was like, like a documentary. So yeah, that AI, it's real. It's really fooling people out here. It's insane. It's all made with just Chat GPT and just a bunch of other little AI prompts. Yeah, Big Mama's Soul Food Kitchen. And now that I think about it, they're using the same Big Mama picture. The one in the 60s, she's a little bit younger, but it's the same Big Mama. I'm just not seeing this. That's the same damn AI lady. Just one's younger. Then when they talk about her in like the 50s, she's a little bit older. That is crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of channels like this. I started watching the whole thing about the Tatarians. So I went down that rabbit hole. The whole, how the United States, the old world. And a lot of that old world content is also AI. It's fake. It's not even real. So it's so frustrating. Like YouTube has just turned into slop at this point. I'm like, wow, this is the old world. Oh, look at the cathedrals. Just made up stuff. Just lying. I just be trying to learn shit. Like, what the... They're repeating themselves in the middle of reading. It's like, oh my gosh, let me get up off of this. It's a mess. So let me go ahead and read these last few super chats. I'm going to go ahead and get up off of here because I've been on here for 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, we're just better off reading, child. They're obsessed with black folks, black culture. It's a lot of, and I'm going to keep it 100. I've noticed there's a lot of other communities outside of America that are making like American content, especially like when it has to do with like Black American content. And it's like, you don't even live here. Like, I can't tell you how many videos I clicked on, because I'm thinking, okay, some stuff went down on Twitter or TikTok, whatever. You click on it, and then it's like somebody from Kenya. And it's like hundreds of pages of like just Kenyan people reporting on American business. Well, how about you talk about what's going on in Nairobi? I would love to hear about your country. You click on it, you're thinking, it's an American here talking about it firsthand, and then it's somebody from South Africa. Why don't you talk about all the Africans that you're kicking out of South Africa? Why are y'all worried about what's going on here? It's just weird. So I've noticed that too. Like, it's just a lot of people just making any type of content to get money. Because they know if they talk about what's going on in their country, they won't get as many views. So I've noticed that. I'm like, damn. Yeah, it's a lot. And then they just sound like they're just regurgitating talking points that they've heard on Twitter or on TikTok. Because the Black Americans are mad at the Haitians. They don't want the Haitians there. And I'm just like, you're literally mimicking other people's talking points. Y'all don't care. Y'all just trying to get views. So I think I'm going to have to start blocking some of them, child. Somebody said even the sports commentary is not American. Yeah, it's really crazy. There's this one dude, he does all types of commentary about like, MAGA and Nick Fuentes. Now, he does live in America, but the way he talks, he got to be Russian or something. I'm just, what is going on here? Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Somebody said some people abroad are obsessed with the U.S. They call them Ameriboos. What the hell's an Ameriboo? I've never heard that before. It is crazy. Because I go to click on there thinking, okay, it's some black folks talking. Because all the people I'm subscribed to, I never see their content. They're never in my algorithm. I got to literally put in their names to find them. So I'm like, fuck it, this is on. Hello, welcome to my channel. The whites and the Black Americans, they're fighting again on TikTok. What happened is that ICE is going around harassing everybody. And I'm just like, bruh, like, what is this? You're not even here. I would love to know more about Uganda. Can you talk about what's going on in Uganda? You know, so it's funny. Yeah, it just comes off like a grift. Dorian says it comes off like a grift. It really does. Because they just be talking and trying to remember what the hell they done heard through the grapevine. And I just be like, you know, I watch a few of them, or they have to write down what they're going to say. It just doesn't come off naturally. Like, hey, you guys, welcome to my channel. And then there's the ones that be so bad, they won't even speak. There's one dude named Moses. He don't even talk. He just sits in the corner and does reactions. Another Kenyan, he just be in the corner. He don't say anything. He don't provide no commentary. He'll get up and go get something to drink. He'll be, you know, on his phone. So what kind of grift is this? He's not even trying. His name is Moses. Moses don't say shit. He just titles it. American drama, white people, they're fighting, you know, and he just sits in the corner and just plays TikTok videos. I be forgetting he's there sometimes. I'm like, well, you not gonna say nothing? No, you don't have nothing to say. He's just letting the videos run. So I guess it's the new hustle in Kenya, child. Because they're all from Kenya and they're all from East Africa. So, yeah, you've seen him? Yeah, his name is Moses. He just sits in the corner. He don't do shit. He don't even. And then one time he had a video playing. It was all in Spanish. I said, so you're not even editing you're just letting the shit play. You're just scrolling. Because I thought, okay, well, maybe one video was in Spanish. The whole video was in Spanish. And he's just sitting there like a bump on the log. Like, do you even realize that the content that you're stealing is not even in English? He's just sitting there. No shame. I said, everybody's trying to survive, child. I ain't even mad at them. He played just Spanish videos and just sat there. I was like, okay, you were on the wrong side of TikTok, sir. Yeah, yep, I seen the African twins. Hey, you guys, Marine and Marin or something like that. They seem real sweet. I seen them too. Yeah, they be going off about DEI and all types. I'm like, this is not even happening in your country. Like, what is going on here? At least if they lived here, I could be like, okay, cool, you know, they live here. They don't even live here. But they've been going in. There's this one dude, I forget his name. He just talks about the whole African Americans, Black Americans versus the Haitians. That's all his channel has been all week. Every day he's dropping TikToks. The Black Americans and the Haitians, they're beefing. We're going to watch. And I will come back with my commentary. You'll let the video play for an hour and then be like, yeah, I think the Haitians, they just need to go back home. That is, make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, yeah, they just keep bamboozling me, honey. I be trying to get information and it don't even be what I'm looking for. I'm like, okay. The East Africans have taken over Black YouTube. I just be laughing. I'm looking for, you know, trying to see what the Haitians are saying, you know, what's going on with the TPS. Nothing but Kenyans. I'm like, damn. The Jamaicans do not want the Haitians coming to Jamaica. The Bahamians do not want them coming to the Bahamas. Why is it that nobody wants the Haitians anywhere? Well, just make sure you don't come to Kenya. We don't have anything for you. They be going in. I be like, why y'all messing with the zoos? So, I don't know, child. They be having all the little Haitian tea, I guess. I don't know. I just be watching. Yeah, I be like, this has to be a hustle at this point. They're monetized. They get a lot of views. They do the bare minimum. They just play a bunch of TikTok videos and then do a small commentary. They read off the paper. So these are my notes. I just think that maybe the Haitians are just causing a lot of trouble. And they just need to go back to Haiti. The end. Like, oh, okay. Thank you for your commentary. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend nobody. I'm just telling y'all what I see when I be walking through these YouTube streets. I'm like, damn. YouTube done turned into Little Africa. I don't know. It's all good. Like I said, there's room for all of us here. But I just wish they would just put in a bit more work. Like, bit more work. A bit more editing. Just, just something to show that you're actually engaged and you're actually trying to make real content. And I really would just like for them to talk about what's going on in their own country. Like, I would love to hear, the tea on what's going on in Kenya and Uganda and stuff like that, But they know so much about what's going on here, child. I'll be like, damn, where are the Black American commentators? Because none of them come up on my timeline. None of them. I literally have to put in people's names. So, I don't know. Between the Kenyan commentators and this man that makes AI Black people soul food dishes, that's what my timeline looks like. It's a mess. But, there's a few of them that, that actually will do commentary and take it seriously, but it's just very interesting. Yeah, I've seen the Queen Penguin. I like her page. But, but she also talks like she just watched a bunch of like Black American TikTokers and then she'll just regurgitate everything they're saying. That's my only issue with her. It's like, the white man, my guy. Like, bruh, like just say your own commentary in your own words. I guess that's the part that annoys me. It just sounds like they're just watching Black TikTok and they're just regurgitating what Black TikTok is saying as opposed to just speaking from their heart on what they feel. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of weird. And then they always be like, they always make sure to bring God in there. Thank you for coming to my channel. God bless you guys. I'm like, okay, God bless you too, ma'am. Get to the point. Again, there's a lot of good Black commentators, but my issue is they don't pop up. They do not just, before they would at least pop up. They don't pop up anymore. You got to put in their names. If I'm about to jump in the shower, I ain't got time to be R-E. You know what I mean? I just hit play and jump in the shower. So it's just like the people that you're subscribed to do not come up. It's insane. And Gozi said, my dad went to Nigeria a couple months ago. He said the women were getting on his nerves, constantly saying, clock it. Well, that's why I tell, Black American people, don't ever let nobody make you feel bad and make you feel like you don't have a culture. Fuck that. Like, Black American culture is studied, copied. Anything folks do here, it goes global. They set the trends. Don't let nobody make you feel like, because I know Kai has said that in the past and other people have said that ignorant shit. Black Americans have plenty of culture, and I broke that down to y'all in my 2-part deep dive when I talked about the Orishas and, I talked about, how a lot of that African spirituality moved through the Caribbean, through the South, and talked about Gullah Jack and the Seminole Wars and things like that. So, yeah. Now, a lot of them, They watch. They watch. For sure. Yeah. Soul food, all that stuff. Shar said, we are the culture. Y'all are. That's why I said, don't never let nobody make you feel like y'all's not. Absolutely not. Because they take a lot of stuff from especially Black American culture. I don't care if it's Afro beats, taking, a little bit of that, mixing some hip hop or K-pop. That's the truth of the matter. So let me go. Yeah, please hit the like button, y'all. I don't even know how many people we got in here, child. Okay, we got a good group. All right. Let me read the rest of these super chats here. Shannon Squirrel sent $20. She says, happy birthday, T. You are an inspiration to me. And having end-stage renal disease and dialysis at 35, you encourage me to never give up. I hope you're having an amazing birthday. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Thank you so much. And I'm really sorry that you're going through dialysis and, just a lot of health issues, especially being like so young at 35. You know, and that's why I tell people all the time, cherish your health. You know, you just never know. You could be fine one moment and sick the next. Like, your health is your wealth. You know, the material stuff, we can't take none of it with us. So I just hope that you're doing good today, and thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Lady K said $9.99. She says, happy birthday, T. I've been a silent tea sipper for years now and wanted to wish you well on your special day. Love from NYC. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Gabby, let's see here. G Baby 13, Lord knows 84. She sent a big super chat. She sent a $100 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, happy birthday. Bless you, fam, endeavors, and everything you touch. Amen. Love you, girl. This is G Barbs from the Discord. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. Let's see here. Vicky says, I sent a Cash App birthday shot on me. Thank you. You know I don't drink liquor, child. I can't even drink it if I wanted to right now. But I will get what is that? A mojito, a non-alcoholic on you. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I went to a spot in Minneapolis. They had some really good non-alcoholic beverages. Like, I mean, and they weren't bad. I mean, they were like cheap, like $5. That's how much they should be, because let's keep it real. They ain't nothing but juice any damn way. But they made me, it was right the night before I went to the hospital. We were out till like 3 a.m, you know, because I was a nervous wreck. So, you know, I went out with like my guy. So he wanted some drinks or whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, they have non-alcoholic drinks. And they made me this, it was so good. It was like this blueberry drink, and they had like a marshmallow foam on top, had a cherry in the thing. I said, okay, all that for $5. Yeah, mocktails. That's what they're called, mocktails. And it was nice. Some of these people would just give you pineapple juice and be like $15. No, I wanted fancy. I want it to look like something. Yeah, they make really good drinks, and it was only $5. So I'm going to go there. Let's see here. Coach KC Sim 499 says, happy birthday, T. Thankful for your realness, love, and great spirit all these years. Been a follower since Isn't She Lovely intro. Thank you so much. You're definitely an OG. I appreciate you. Thank you. Keishan Love says, happy birthday, Queen TT. You're looking beautiful. Leo gang. Love you, boo. Love you too. All the way from wretched ass Florida. So thank you for the super chat, sis. Nurse Life sent $20. Says, happy birthday, Queen. Thank you, sis. And thank you for all you do being a nurse. You are very much appreciated, because I know nursing can be such a thankless job at times. So thank you. Minneapolis Coco. Okay, shout out to another Minneapolis person in the house. They sent $4.99. They said, I had a benign brain tumor removed on Monday. Wow. Thank you for going live, T. Well, I'm so glad that, you know, that worked out for you and you're here to celebrate with me. I really appreciate that. And I hope, you know, you heal well and fully by the grace of God. So thank you so much for that. Man, people are really going through it. They really are. I think it's Kit Finn. 8168 says, happy birthday, twin. Happy to see you. Happy birthday to you too, birthday twin. Glorilla's also our birthday twin too. So I like that. Shout out to Glorilla. It's her birthday as well. Let's see here. Cindy O says, Brittany doesn't realize how off-putting she is and why no man stays. She's very bitter and needs to heal. I agree. She definitely needs to heal, get off social media, focus on her son. You know, she's got to do that. Let's see here. Ronaful says, women don't want to get married or have children because of men. They don't bother to look at how men have historically behaved towards women and children. Yeah, it's a lot to unpack with that. Thank you for the super chat, sis. Yaritza 787 Sam 499 says, thanks for always sharing your day. Thank God for your health and blessings. Wishing you this year brings an abundance of all beautiful joys in life. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Baby G says, T, can you talk about the goofy girl who got on stage with Usher and tried to say she was too classy for him, but was willing to kiss Chris Brown. I didn't know about that. Both my kids did security at their concert when they were here in Minneapolis. So she didn't want to kiss Usher, but she wanted to kiss Chris Brown. Let me Google. I heard the concerts was good, though. Usher kicks girl off stage. Okay, looks like there's a short. Oh, I guess the girl is explaining. All right, let's watch this real quick. Just because I'm nosy, I want to know what would happen. So it looks like she's responding. So I don't know if this is the main video. Let's see. It has music. Hold on. First of all, nobody is declining to go on stage. I look good as fuck. You thought I wasn't going to let thousands of people see me on the big screen? Okay. I need an explanation, child. Hold on. What's she talking about?
They told me that it was a possibility of me going on stage, but they didn't confirm that until it was closer to time for me to go on stage. And of course, you're getting to go up on stage. Why would I decline that? But you also don't know who you're going on stage for. Me solely, I went to the concert for Chris Brown. It's nothing against Usher or anything like that, but I'm more of a Chris Brown fan than I am of Usher. So of course, it would have been a different reaction with Chris Brown. It wouldn't have been the stiffness or whatever. They told me that it was a possibility of me going on stage.
Child, all I see is pretty privilege. I don't care. I just see a pretty girl who's full of herself. Next. Like, I guess, girl, they don't put you on stage and that's your attitude. They didn't have to bring you up there. There's plenty of other choices, ma'am. But I mean, is Usher that bad? Is he just seen as an unk now? I don't know. I guess, child. I'd have been happy to just be up there like, okay, Usher, go ahead, give me a kiss. But yeah, that's kind of rude. If you're going to be classy, then don't say that you would let Chris Brown kiss you. Because that's, he's not a vision of class either. So that's very strange, but okay, girl. Let's see here. Sheridan Davis, Sim499 says, been following you since the Tyshawn Lee case in 2015. You are beautiful and chosen by God. May healing and wholeness forever be your potion. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Yeah, that Tyshawn Lee case was crazy. I remember that. Wow. Y'all be bringing back memories from the news channel. So thank you. Let's see here. Stars Above Emerald Forest sent 999 says Nancy Grace played the entire audio on her channel and stated that the audio is verified. Bart was definitely on the boat with the deceased Nolan in the audio. Okay. I'm going to have to check out Nancy Grace's channel. I haven't been over there in a while, so I'm going to definitely check it out over there. I feel like the whole situation just makes no sense to me at all. Innocent people don't move the way his so-called best friends have moved. So I definitely feel like there's more in the mix. Nisha in the chat says, ginger ale is really easy to make at home. I make my own. Oh, I do. I have one. I have a soda stream because when I first got out the hospital, I couldn't even drink flat water. Everything tasted horrible. The only thing I could drink was fizzy water. And I had the soda stream maybe 2 months before I even went into the hospital. So I just got it on GP. And so I bought like the ginger ale because I'm like, I can make all my own ginger ale and not have to keep spending all this money. The Soda Stream ginger ale, it's all right. And I bought a few of the other pops, so the boys could try it. I don't drink pop like that anyways, but I thought this would be like a healthier version of pop. I don't like none of the pops. I literally just use my Soda Stream for fizzy water. I drink fizzy water every day. Like, I love the fizziness of it. But yeah, I know you can make it at home. And I know there's like a homemade way to make ginger ale where you don't have to use like their liquid potion. But I just haven't done it. I know you can make it with like ginger and a few other things. I just haven't had the energy to. But I definitely love my soda stream. Like that's been a lifesaver because that was really the only way I could drink water and take my pills like literally the first month that I got home. I couldn't drink any flat water for whatever reason. So buy real ginger, tonic water, and some honey. Okay. Tonic water and honey. I'm going to have to try that. Yeah, that's the only pop I will drink is ginger ale. And that's usually like for my stomach. Other than that, I like just regular fizzy water. Sometimes I might add lemon or lime to it, but usually I just drink it by itself. And then I like the fact you can return the canisters. You just take it to Target, and then they give you a new one, and you save like $5. So I just swap them out. Yeah. Let's see here. Z Thompson says, happy birthday, team. My birthday is August 1st. Been watching you since your Love and Hip Hop days. You've opened my mind to a lot. First one to talk about C19. Thank you so much. And happy early birthday to you. So August 1st is right around the corner. I can't believe how fast July came and went. It's crazy. Tara Babe sent $9.99, says, happy birthday, T. Wishing you many, many more. Great health. Been a tea sipper for over a decade. You're one of the best creators on YouTube. God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Rona Full sent 20, says, I want to know why white mothers don't get held accountable for raising killers and everyone's oppressors. Black women get accountable for nonsense, but the most dangerous group of males, the mothers, do not get held accountable or held to the fire at all, for real. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. You know, as soon as something goes on, the first thing they say is, where's the father? But they never say that when it's other race of women. Let's see here. Brittany says, happy born day, my Leo sis. Many more years to come. Me and my twin sister have been watching since 2017. Wish you happiness, health, and wealth. You are loved in and out of these YouTube streets. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you to you and your twin for supporting my channel all these years. So I appreciate it. Let's see here. Yeah, we got Leo's in the house. Leo is deep right now. Mr. Ifolua. I love the name. Nigerian name. Sent $49.99. Thank you for the big super chat. Says, happy birthday. God bless and many more. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. May Divine 8 says, happy birthday, T. Unfortunately, in many Asian communities, ooh, it just like refreshed. Hold on. Oh, I don't even know where it went. It like refreshed the whole screen. Oh, it refreshed. I can't even find it. I have so many super chats. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. I wanted to see what she had to say about the Asian community. Let's see here. Ivan. Hey, T. My name is Ivan. You're Mexican tea sipper since 2015. Happy birthday also, a Leo, August 18th. Asking God to give you a lot of health. I'm back in Mexico from, I don't know what that flag is. I'm sorry. I only recognize certain flags. It's all red with a green dot. Maybe Morocco, I don't know. But they're back in Mexico after 1 year. Sometimes I sing, I believe Will, I believe Will, I believe Will. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Y'all notice Will Smith done cut his hair off again. I said, okay, Will Pac, Shakur. So he cut it off for a new movie. So it's good to see Will Smith back in action. Thank you for the super chat. Stacy Cornbread sent $20. Says, OG Tea Sipper, happy born day, T. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Jason Hollinsworth sent $20. Says, happy birthday. Praying to God for a speedy recovery. Love you from the 313. Okay, my baby. That's what y'all say in Detroit, and I love it. 313. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Coco Baby sent $4.99. Says, happy birthday, T. Glad to see you glowing and beautiful as usual. And well, love you, lady. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Chastity sent a $20 sticker. Thank you, Chastity. Nat sent a $4.99 sticker. Thank you, Nat. Let me see here. Brandy sent $49.99. Thank you for the big super chat. She says, happy birthday, T. You're glowing. You look beautiful. Cheers to another year. I'm going to take a shot for you, but I got to catch the playback because I work tomorrow. Sending love from Pittsburgh. Love you. Love you too. And thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Kita, 1989, sent a $100 super chat. Thank you so much for the big super chat, Kita. I appreciate you. She says, happy birthday. I love and I miss you, sis. I appreciate you. And it feels good to be back. It feels good to know that I was definitely missed while I was gone. So thank you so much for the support. Let's see here. Kita sent a $10 sticker as well. So thank you for the $10 sticker, sis. Curtis Shane sent $19.99, says, welcome back, Queen. Thank you so much, Curtis. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Unpopular Opinion sent $50. Thank you for the big super chat. She says, happy birthday, girly, and many, many more. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Lava Pop. He's an OG. Thank you for the $100 super chat, Lava Pop. Thank you so much. He says, screaming happy birthday, T, from your favorite sailor. Longtime viewer here since 1733. You know I love you. Praying for strength and full recovery. Enjoy your day. You look good, love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for your service as well. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Man, all the OGs are in here today. I appreciate y'all, man. Jade Alexander sent 5. She said, happy birthday. Thank you, Jade. Let me see here. Starting to lose my voice. I'm trying to hang in there. Bryant Gilmore sent $10. Says, happy birthday, T. I'm a proud tea sipper. Been here since 2017. Part of the Leo gang. Will be joining the 40 Club next week. Any advice? Ooh, 40s are fun. I think in your 40s, you move differently. And I remember for a long time, like, I was scared to, join the 40 Club. Like, oh, my God. Because, when you're in your 20s, 40s is old. At 40s, you move differently. It's a lot of things that we just don't engage in at 40s. I'm not arguing with nobody. I'm not out here about to fist fight you. I will call the police, okay? I'm a law-abiding citizen. The police will be called, okay? We ain't got time to break hips and ankles and shit like that. But no, one thing I would say about being in your 40s is you just gain a whole new wisdom. You gain more wisdom and you stop caring what people think. I think that's the best part of getting older. You stop trying to appease everybody, trying to get in where you fit in. You'll roll solo dolo by yourself. You don't wait for anybody. A lot of us have grown kids now, so we're out. We're out and about. We're living our lives. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing. It's a blessing to see 40. It's a blessing to see any age. I know a lot of people feel like, 40's over the hill. And like I always tell young people, you better hope you make it to 40. You better hope you make it to 50 and 60. Because, when we were young, we thought that was old. And now, it's not at all. Another thing, once you hit 42, things are just different. Just hormonal, your skin changes, things like that. So a lot of things change, as you age. So you got to make sure that you walk, stay in shape. You know what I'm saying? Your metabolism is not as fast. So when you eat, shit gonna go straight to your ass and hips. So it's just, really staying in shape and walking and taking care of yourself, watching what you eat and drink, So you get all that time to goof around and eat crazy when you're in your 20s. There's just certain things now at my age I won't fool with. You know, I don't eat. I don't, you know, candy and all that stuff. Maybe like a Snicker bar every now and then. You know, whereas like when I was younger, I would have a Snicker bar like at least several times a week. But now it's like absolutely not. So you kind of watch like what you eat and stuff more, you know, once you get into your 40s. But happy early birthday to you. You know what I'm saying? 40s is fun. It is. Let's see here. Western Chica sent 199, says happy birthday, Leo, sis. God bless. Thank you so much. And happy birthday to you as well, fellow Leo. Appreciate you. Western Chick, she gifted a membership to somebody, so thank you for that. Let's see here. Juice Girl 33 says, happy birthday, lovely. Glad you're celebrating your born day with us. Wish you many, many years to come. We love you. Thank you so much. And be more. All right. Be more. Them be more accents. They always do me. I'll never forget when these girls came up to me at the airport in Atlanta and was like, you that girl from YouTube's. I was like, y'all got to be from Baltimore. They're like, yeah, YouTube. I love my Be More fans. I love that accent. Let's see here. January says Uncle Usher. I mean, he is an unk. You know, it's funny how, like, I don't know why people get offended by that. Like, you know, once you're a certain age, I'm an auntie and I'm okay with that. I don't know why that's offensive to people. You know, I worked hard to get to auntie status. I love when people call me auntie, honey, because, you know, auntie look good. So it is what it is. But yeah, Usher is an unk. He's what? I think Usher is 50, or at least, I don't know, at least maybe 48, 49. Definitely an unk status. Hell, Chris Brown is damn near unk status. He'll be 40 next year. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a form of respect. At the road told me one day, he was like, he said somebody got in his car, and they're like, hey, Unc, and he looked at them like, okay. Like, I said, yeah, you know, we're aunts and uncles right now, and it's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like T.I. tried to get mad at that girl and went off on her because she called him Unc. Like, Unc T.I. And he was like, I ain't no Unc. T.I., you are Unc, and you're a grandfather. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's okay to be older, you know, but, you know, that's hip hop. They don't want to they don't want to grow up. That's why you got, you know, 80-year-old Jay-Z doing these geriatric raps on stage, these freestyles with no beat. His freestyles are trash. I'm sorry. Just stick to the songs that we know. I don't want to hear Jay-Z's freestyle. People was hyping it up too. I listened. I was like, what is the hype? Like, this is trash. But yeah, they're all aunties. Nicki Minaj is an auntie. Beyonce's an auntie. Mary J. Blige gets mad if you call her auntie, and she's definitely an auntie. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with that. Tony said, I'm 33 fighting off the dad bod. Got to get out there and, you know, work out and, you know, start with walks and then start running. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with getting older. I love being called auntie. I don't find that offensive at all. People who get offended by that are people who, you know, they feel a way about their age. They feel a way about getting older. To me, it's a blessing. That lets me know that, you know, I have wisdom and I've been able to, like, just help school a lot of young people in life. So I'm very grateful. Somebody said LL Cool J is a Wolverine. Not a Wolverine. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so funny because y'all were calling my guy an Unc. Like, oh, there's finally an Unc T. And he laughed so hard when I sent him this. I don't know who was calling him Unc T. I sent him the screenshot. He was laughing so hard. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. He was like, Unc. Y'all are funny. Let's see here. Native Tears sent $10, says, God bless. Sister, you look absolutely breathtaking. Happy birthday. And many birthday wishes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see here. Y'all are so funny. Texas Mind says, happy birthday, many blessings to you. Thank you so much for the $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you. Pammy Whammy sent $2. Says, happy birthday to you. Look beautiful. Thank you, Pammy. Appreciate you, sis. Ronald Charles sent $5. Says, happy birthday, T. I'll be 40 in October. I love you. I'm going to assume that you're a Libra. Happy early birthday, in case you're not here, in the chat, in October or whatever. But yeah, I love my Libras, honey. Yeah. There y'all go. Y'all are so funny. I'm just reading the chat laughing. That's all. Just know y'all made him laugh. He was cracking up. He wasn't ready for the unk tea. Let's see here. Risa sent $10. Says, happy birthday, T. This is Kat from the Discord. I wish you a happy birthday. Also, what is your opinion on Ryan Clark being fired from ESPN? Ooh, that was crazy. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Let me read these last 2 super chats. I don't even know how to pronounce this. No Impivia sent $10. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. She says, happy birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Tihana7 sent $4.99. Says, I'm 31 today. My super chat won't send through, but I'm going to try again. My fellow Leo twin. Been here since 2013. Happy birthday to you, twin. I appreciate it. Big Leo energy in the house. It came through. I don't know. The super chats be tripping. Sometimes they come through and sometimes they don't. So I'm sorry about that. But thank you for the super chat. Marcia Klein sent $10. Says, happy birthday, T. I'm glad you're back. Love you. Love you too. Thank you. So back to the Ryan Clark situation. It was dirty the way they did him. And I know he was on, whose platform was he on? He was crying. Because that went viral. Let me see. Ryan Clark crying. Megyn Kelly made fun of him. She's such an asshole. I can't stand Megyn Kelly. I'm just trying to find something short. I just need a short clip. Okay, here it is. Okay. Okay, let's watch this really quick. He was literally on ESPN doing his job. They took a commercial break and he was gone. He found out during the commercial break that he was fired. So it's messed up. All right, so let's watch this real quick. So this has gone viral and a lot of people are making fun of him about this.
I go home, and this kid, from the West Bank, is like so accepted in New Orleans now. Like, I wouldn't change that, never. Like, all I ever wanted to do was be accepted, and want it. So yeah, like that, I wouldn't change, If you ask me, probably the first, Monday of football, when all my friends get to do something we did super special together. Yeah. I'd probably change it. I'd probably work harder to when I go home.
So a lot of people are making fun of him, and I didn't like that because so many times we say, black men, need to stop being overly masculine and acting like nothing bothers them. And this black man, who has money, who has fame, is breaking down crying. He's hurt. And men have the right to show their hurt. They have the right to show their feelings, just like women have the right. They did him dirty. And Cam Newton also got fired, with his big ass hats. They got rid of him. They're cleaning up house at ESPN. And then a lot of these YouTube commentators, like the sports ones, a lot of them, because I think they bought Gilbert Arenas' channel. What they did, basically, they used these black men and their energy to build up these platforms. Because remember when Shannon Sharpe was fired and Skip Bayless left and everything else, it kind of opened the lane for other people to, get on YouTube and do their own independent thing. They always say that Ryan Clark acted too black. He always made stuff about race and things like that. But who cares? Why is everybody else allowed to give their opinion? And, it is what it is. But as soon as a black person gives their opinion, and even if it is race-based, it's an issue. If he wants to make stuff about race every single time, that's his prerogative. It's still a part of his opinion. He's there to give an opinion about something. So they said that was one of the reasons why they let him go. What I'm noticing is that they're using these ex-athletes to build up these platforms. Because ESPN has been dying for a while. Nobody knows what channel to watch anything on. Before, you would watch a certain channel. All the basketball games would play on that channel. Now you got to go to Hulu and Netflix and go here and there just to watch these games. So a lot of people have lost a lot of interest in the NBA, and things like that. So it's like you have all these guys talking from a sports perspective, things they've been through in the industry. And so once they get the viewership, they get the subscribers, they get all this stuff, then it's like they deplatform them. They get rid of them. They bring in somebody else to take their spot. Skip Bayless was fired. He had nothing else going on. Gilbert Arenas gave Skip Bayless a chance, brought him onto the platform. They done fired everybody because the channel was sold. He sold the channel, or they bought the channel or something, or it was them who created the channel. They just bought on them as like the mascots. They done fired all the black folks, but Skip Bayless is still there. How do you use all these black men to build up these platforms and then get rid of them? It's insane. So he's going to be fine. He ain't hurting for nothing. He's not about to be in nobody's soup kitchen. But I think part of the hurt is he was embarrassed. He deserved better than that. Let me know if I'm going to be fired, if I don't have a job here, so that way I can figure some things out. Don't have me talking and doing my thing, and then we go on commercial break, and then you tell me I'm out. That they did that on purpose, to purposely embarrass him, to emasculate him, to let them know that we're still your master, we're still the bosses. Because they wouldn't have did that to a white anchor. They didn't do that to Skip Bayless. They gave him the heads up. They had conversations. A lot of people have lost their job in this industry. It happens all the time, but it's the way that you go about doing something. They did that to embarrass that man. So he has every right to, cry and be upset. I respect him for crying and just saying, he was really hurt. He put a lot of time into that. But he can start his own platform, and, and people will follow him, and he'll probably be more free, start his own podcast and not have to worry about being under the thumb of ESPN. Because I think that's what's going to happen now to Gilbert Arenas. I think he's eventually going to have to restart all over. But yeah, a lot of these people who came out of nowhere, they had corporate backing. Just like the All in Smoke podcast, that was all corporate backing. And a lot of these guys, they can get rid of at any time. That's why it's better to have your own thing going on. I don't want to sign nobody's management deal. I don't want to depend on anybody's, what is them called? Sponsorships. I want to be able to come on here and say what I got to say, have a good time, chop it up with y'all. I don't want a lot of headache. And that's what all this stuff is. Even though it looks very professional, you have the professional desk and the lighting and the, the grip, the grapher, the boom mic holder, and somebody in your ear, all that comes at a cost. So it's insane. And then, what's the dude, the white guy who has he does the sports podcast? He's the most paid. Stephen A. Smith is always in competition with him. I can't think of his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He has a big podcast. That's who everybody kind of are chasing to be like. Because he's blown up a lot. I can't think of his name right now. I see his face. I can't think of his name. But yeah, Pat McAfee. I knew it was something McAfee. But I was thinking about that other McAfee, the one that was if I die, they killed me. But yeah, Pat McAfee. He's straight. It's a shame. But, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. I just didn't like the way it was done. They could have did it with some tact and some respect. Because at the end of the day, he bought viewers. People came to watch him, hate him or like him. People came to watch his opinions on whatever said topic they were talking about. And even with the whole LeBron James situation, him going to Philly, people are saying he's just chasing the ring. At this point, it's I don't know. When are you going to retire? Who's going to be the new face of the NBA? So it'll be interesting to see what they do in Philly. They're trying to put together a little super team. But a lot of people are saying that he's just trying to chase the ring. He's chasing the ghost of Michael Jordan and things like that. Well, you can't even compare the two eras because the way they play nowadays is so soft and everybody's shooting threes. You can't even compare what we used to watch in the 90s to what they got going on now. It's not the same. These dudes love to fall out and act like they're so hurt. When back in the day, they would elbow you in your stomach. Get the fuck out my way. You know what I mean? It's very different now. But it's going to be interesting. I'm going to watch and see what he does. But, at this point, it's just let it be about the younger folks now. Who's going to be the next? That's why I was saying last week about Jay-Z and Beyonce and all these people. Who is the next Jay-Z? Who is he groomed, no pun intended, to take his place? It was supposed to be J. Cole. We see how that ended up. It's once they get to a certain position, they don't want to leave. Imagine if all the good sitcoms we grew up watching, 227, Amen, all those shows. Imagine if they never went off the air and they just kept doing reboots and remakes, and we wouldn't have had the good shows that we had in the 90s, like Living Single and Martin and Cosby shows. It's at some point in time, you have to pass the torch. Imagine if Tina Turner just never wanted to retire. She just wanted to be about her. Who is the next Beyonce? Supposed to be Chloe and Halle Bailey, but are they really getting pushed like that? No. So I think that's just kind of the problem is the old guards are in place and they don't want to leave. They like the fame. They like the attention. Because at this point, he played with his son. He made history. I would retire. Everybody that came in around the time he came in, they're all retired. But somehow he's still able to play. So it leads me to believe, maybe the rumors are true. Because everybody else is retiring. Their bones hurt. Their feet hurt. Their toes look like they're crip walking. But somehow LeBron James is still able to play like he's 22. So I don't know. Me personally, I would have retired and then just spent time working with Bronny and making sure he got better. Maybe he became the new face, something. But yes, the old guards, they don't want to leave. It's weird. Yeah, some of the younger artists are not as talented, but again, why are they not as talented? They don't have like the preparation like Destiny's Child. It was ran like a boot camp. There's none of that. They don't even have media training. There's none of that. Everything's just about making a quick buck. If they're viral on TikTok, we're gonna push them. There's no they're not creating stars to have longevity. This is why you have Usher at damn near 50 still touring. Mary J. Blige at over 50 still touring. When it really should be the next crop of young people. You know? So. Yeah, have you seen some of them NBA players' toes? Their toes, because you know you're playing, you're stopping in them shoes. A lot of basketball players, they got really bad toes, unfortunately. Because their toes, you know, they're scrunching, their ankles. So a lot of their toes look really bad. So you mean to tell me everybody else his age got, you know, crip walking toes and LeBron and LeBron James' toes don't crip walk? Yeah, some of them toes be rough looking, child. Toes be looking like this and everything else. So I don't know. It's a shame. Bron is scared to retire because he'll have to sacrifice somebody he loves. We're not gonna go there. No. I would hope he would not be involved in that mess. Y'all see Gunplay out here top my Santeria, looking for attention. He said he went back to Christianity, and so now he wants to tell all the industry secrets and, you know, talking all this stuff about, you know, traditional African religions and Santeria and all types of stuff. I'm like, it's funny that once you're not hot anymore, now everybody want to come out with the tell-alls. If you joined Santeria and you were only using it for like bad stuff, like, oh, I'm about to go to jail, let me go and sacrifice the chicken so I don't go to jail, you joined for the wrong reasons. You joined with impure thoughts any damn way. So I've been seeing him going on his little Santeria spiel. But he does look a lot healthier. So I'm glad he gave up the drugs. He does look a lot healthier. I'll give him that. No, I didn't watch the third season of Euphoria. The trailer just did nothing for me. Emily sent me the trailer. My son sent me the trailer. I just was like, I'm good. So I didn't watch it. It's ran its course. Yeah, it's just too much. Yeah, he was doing it for years. You know, now he's saying he's a Christian, and that's fine. But you don't have to demonize somebody else's practices to say that, you know, that you're going to be a Christian. So my thing is, again, just like I said with Black China, I want to see the fruits that he bears. Because when they're trying to revamp themselves, they all run back to Christianity. And then within a year, she was on Baddies. So we'll see. You know, hopefully his newfound Christianity will have him doing the right thing, you know, taking care of his baby's mother and his child that he had, staying away from Rick Ross and his negative energy. You know, we'll see the fruits that he bears. Other than that, it's just talk. Yeah, I couldn't get into Euphoria, the third season. I refused. Okay, let me read. Oh, I've been out here for almost 3 hours. Child, what time? Ooh, it's almost 10 o'clock. Okay, let me read these last few super chats here. HDX21 sent $50. Thank you for the big super chat. I appreciate you. Ronald, he says, happy birthday, T, and many, many more. Love, peace, and blessings to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Lonnie5570 sent $10, says, happy birthday, T. You look beautiful. Thank you so much, Lonnie. Appreciate you. Simply Nay sent $19.99, says, Leo gang in this Bia. Happy birthday, T. This is the first birthday live I've missed. On family vacation, celebrate my birthday too, all seasons. 820. May God continue to bless you and touch you with his healing hands. Love you too, and enjoy your vacation. Thank you for stopping through, and happy early birthday to you as well. Let's see here. Lupa TM8 sent $2, says Feliz cumpleaños. Hopefully I said it right. Y'all know my Spanish is bad. Tia T, te cuida un chingo. I think it means I love you. I don't know. Gracias. I appreciate you, love. Thank you so much for the super chat. My son's Spanish is way better, Chad. I struggle. I took French in high school. No, in junior high. So, yeah, I know more French. Spanish, it'd be hard for me. Let's see here. Black Swan says, happy birthday, pretty lady. Thank you so much, Black Swan. I appreciate you. Michelle Conway says, happy birthday, T. I pray that this was the best day ever. Enjoy it all for you. God bless you. Keep going no matter what. Love from H-Town. Thank you so much. I definitely will. Thank you all for y'all support. This was a wonderful stream. Can't believe it's been 3 hours. I don't even feel like it. I had a really good time spending my birthday with you guys. The day started off rough because I just wasn't feeling too good, but y'all's energy and y'all's love definitely made me feel better. So I'm going to have a better evening than I did the beginning half of the day, you know. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate y'all. We got one more super chat. Ashley sent 25, says, happy birthday, T, from one of your OG tea sippers. May God continue to bless you with health, wealth, and abundance. You were missed, and these YouTube streets were not the same without you. Thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate you. Thank you, sis. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you guys for coming through to the stream. I love you guys. Bye, everyone.
It's the Lovely Tea TV Show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovely Tea TV Show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.